needs are different and special. Will Funeral Chapel will listen with sensitivity, answer all questions, and respect your choices. The Will Funeral Chapel staff can assist you in planning and coordinating all the details. They will explain all the different options to make you feel at ease and most comfortable with all the decisions. Find out more by visiting their website at willfuneralchapel.com. Their sincerest hope is that you and your family will be comforted by their efforts.
Are you in need of high-quality lumber for your next project? Looking for top-notch agronomy services to keep your crops thriving? Need a reliable source of propane and fuel for your home or business? Look no further than Tabor Lumber Co-op. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a DIY enthusiast, Tabor Lumber Co-op has everything you need to get the job done right. And with their competitive prices and top-notch customer service, you'll be glad you chose Tabor Lumber Co-op for all your lumber, propane, and agronomy services.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The right nutrition, animal health, and record management is key to having a profitable cattle program. That's why you want to work with the people at FarmCo, who will take the time to learn your operation and help you grow your business. We are your full-service agriculture provider of feed, seed, animal health, farm, and ranching equipment built on terrific service. Get to know FarmCo locally owned and serving you in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and east of Kimball at the Paragon. Visit us online at farmcosd.com. FarmCo, feeding your future.
Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek and Howard, and Valley Station in Armour are your 100% locally owned team of agronomy experts. We offer Agronomy 365, which provides info in real time to make decisions that result in better, more profitable farming. We know you and your operation with service beyond compare. Get a jump on spring planning with Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek and Howard, and Valley Station in Armour. We are ag done right, the American way.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
C&B is proud to support our local farmers. Rooted in agriculture, we are committed to our customers. You can shop local with C&B, your John Deere dealer, providing you with new and used equipment, parts on hand, and service all year round. Our entire inventory is available to you online at DeereEquipment.com. C&B, proud to be your local John Deere dealer.
Live Ticket TV continues to grow and bring you more sports coverage than ever before. And now, Live Ticket TV is happy to announce their partnership into college athletics with Dakota Wesleyan University. That's right, Tiger Nation. Live Ticket TV and DWU have teamed up to bring you coverage of all home sporting activities for the Tigers. If you'd like to advertise during these sporting events, give Live Ticket TV a call. Dakota Wesleyan University Sports, now on Live Ticket TV.
B&S Services LLC is your locally owned repair service center. We specialize in full-service automotive, semi-trailer, and small engine repair, along with tire services. Repair services range from a simple oil change to sharpening mower blades to a more complicated electrical diagnosis. Located at 38058 South Coda Highway 34, look for us on the hill heading west out of town. Phone Cody Barber 605-350-4293 and Arian Schooler 605-770-9398. B&S Services LLC is a proud sponsor of Wessington Springs Spartans Athletic.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
You are a dynamite contractor. Your younger brother Gary is a slightly less dynamite contractor. But together, you make Mom proud. Look at you two. And look at your crew. Brenda the Calculator Cutler, Bill the Drill Robinson, and then there's the new guy. New guy struggles with stairs, and that'll cost you. Lucky for you, you have IMT Business Insurance. Learn more at imtins.com. Be worry-free with IMT.
Advanced Sunflower is your locally owned and operated sunflower processing company that buys all types of sunflowers for the edible and bird food industries. They market sunflowers domestically and internationally, so they have a wide range of options to get you the best price for your sunflowers. Most Advanced Sunflower contracts have an Act of God clause, so you don't have to worry if Mother Nature takes a toll on your crop. Give Jared or Danny a call to get you the most profit out of your sunflowers.
A credit card that fits your lifestyle and saves you money. Why would you settle for anything less? A Dakota Land Federal Credit Union Visa will earn travel rewards, 1% cash back, and 9.90% annual percentage rate. The right rate and all the right features puts you right where you want to be. Stop by any convenient branch location or check us out online at DakotaLandFCU.com. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Burke Livestock Auction is a family-owned livestock marketing center in Burke, South Dakota. We are located in south central part of the state. Cattle sales are held weekly on Saturdays, with approximately 65,000 of south central South Dakota and north central Nebraska's finest feeder and breeding cattle marketed annually. Mark your calendar for our September 21st fall calf and yearling sale. Sale starts at 9:30 with lunch to start at 11. Burke Livestock is a proud supporter of state amateur baseball.
When it comes to sports bars, the Sports Center in Larchwood, Iowa has put themselves above the rest. They open bright and early, 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends, so you can start your day off right with them. And speaking of starting your day off right, they have daily food specials that will have your taste buds jumping for joy. The best flatbread pizza in the area, top-notch burgers, and don't worry, they have the best salads as well. The Sports Center in Larchwood. If you haven't tried it yet, put it down as your next destination.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
What started out to be a small community celebration has grown into an attraction that draws literally thousands of people each year. Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2025 for the 75th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is sponsored by the Tabor Chamber of Commerce and proudly supports the Tabor Bluebirds and Bonhomme High School athletics.
Sun Gold Sports is proud to call Mitchell and Huron home. With over 50 years of experience, we are here for all of your printing needs. Whether it's for your business, school, or personal, we are your one-stop custom shop. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, banners, trophies, awards, and so much more. Give Steph a call at 605-770-6829. Sun Gold Sports of Huron and Mitchell. We print t-shirts.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is located in Platte. Since 1980, David has worked with his father, family, and hired men to provide bulls with the best health, management, selection, and genetics to produce a quality product to meet the customer's needs. Mark your calendar for their annual bull sale on the second Saturday of April. Check out their website at pvfcharolais.com or give David Mason a call for more information. Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is a proud supporter of all Black Panther school activities. Remember, U.S. beef, it's what's for dinner. Located in the heart of Mitchell, Blarney's is your one-stop for mouth-watering food, refreshing drinks, and your latest sports action. Fans, it's state amateur baseball time, and Blarney's is your pre- and post-game destination. Whether you're finishing up the early game and need a spot to eat for lunch or celebrating a late-night victory, stop in at Blarney's and keep the party going with cool, refreshing drinks. Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill, a proud supporter of the state amateur baseball tournament.
From your innovative attachment solutions provider for over 40 years, MDS Manufacturing. One of a kind, revolutionary, game-changing. MDS doesn't make the loader, MDS makes the loader better.
As the weather warms up, so does our time outside. If you've been putting off your next home project, then Elite Renovations in Platte and Mitchell is ready to help. If you're looking to upgrade or update your roof, siding, windows, doors, and decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, flooring, cabinets, tile, or drywall, they got the crews. Book a free consultation to discuss your options. Visit their website at elitereno-sd.com to get started with your summer project.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly, family-owned business. We carry hot stuff, pizza, sandwiches, and more. Before you take a trip, or if you're just out and about, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline from E30 to E85. Use your Dino app for extra savings and your Pump and Save card for free stuff. Don't forget to visit the automatic car wash for that spotless shine. One Stop in Redfield is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Hey farmers, don't have the time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at New Gen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, New Gen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's N-U-G-E-N Marion.com.
A better you starts closer to home with people who you understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
It might be time for you to strongly consider leasing bulls from Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Here's Cody.
Well, it's a really good option to acquire some excellent genetics for affordable price. It's become really popular. When you first hear about lease bulls, sometimes it may frighten a person. So this is a different ballgame. You know, there's a genetic program behind these bulls. These are bulls that have a genetic program and really are designed genetically to very nice calves.
Call 1-800-548-BULL.
At Lesterville Feed and Grain, they pride themselves on offering top-notch products at competitive prices. Whether you're looking for feed for your livestock or grains for your crops, they have you covered. And with their market bids, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal possible. But it's not just about the products, it's about the service. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help answer any questions you may have and provide expert advice to help you succeed in your farming endeavors.
Shields All Sports Store is your one-stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one-stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one-stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee-owned, community-minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Dr. Kelly Tobin and staff at Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic are proud supporters of high school athletics. When it comes to large and small animal health, look to Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic. They understand how important your livestock is to you and will give you service that you can depend on. Call 539-1040. That's 539-1040. Rolling Hills is located on Dakota Avenue, across from Farm Bureau in Wessington Springs. Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here, in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
The heart of farming season is coming up, and Caton International is your HIH dealer in Crofton, Nebraska. Caton International offers top-notch parts and service to keep your equipment running smoothly all season long. Their team of experts is there to help with any maintenance or repairs you may need, so you can focus on what you do best, farming. And don't forget to check out their website for the latest deals and promotions. Whether you're in the market for a new piece of equipment or just need some replacement parts, Caton International has you covered.
We travel in packs. Fearless first-timers and go-getters. Sightseers and mudslingers. Trail conquerors and adrenaline junkies. We believe great rides deserve great company. And wherever the ride takes us, there's always room for one more.
Experience the enduring legacy of Castlewood Farms Elevator, a farmer-owned cooperative that has served the ag community for more than a century. Dedicated to enhancing efficiency and offering superior services, they provide a comprehensive range of crop nutrition, protection products, commercial fertilizer, and livestock feed. Visit CastlewoodElevator.com or give them a call today. Your ultimate destination for agriculture needs is Castlewood Farmers Elevator.
Discover a piece of Americana at Cohn's Corner, a renowned 1920s rural gas station turned firearm haven in the upper Midwest. Since 2004, their updated store has preserved nostalgia with gas pumps and snacks for travelers alongside a selection of 2,500 firearms. Purchase in-store or through Charlie for global delivery. They buy single guns, entire collections, and offer trades. Whether you're a collector or looking to sell, they've got you covered. Cohn's Corner, proud sponsor of Castlewood Youth Athletics and Events.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
It may seem like the smallest town in South Dakota, so how could it have everything you need when you may find yourself in the middle of nowhere? But at Canova Service Center, whatever you may need in the middle of nowhere, that's where they are. Fencing, lumberyard, hardware, oil changes, tire sales, and repair. Rental equipment, feed bunks, cattle shelters, convenience store, and more. So no, you're not in the middle of nowhere. It's the Canova Service Center.
We're your local one-stop shop. This is Angela, owner and operator of Amcoda Farm and Home Center. From the DIYers, fixer-uppers, to contractors, we have what you need to get the job done. Building supplies, Valspar paint, and tools, Crystal-X tubs, fencing supplies, and bog boots for your farm needs. We know how busy life can get. We offer delivery to make your life easier. Amcoda Farm and Home Center on Dakota Avenue in Wessington Springs. Big city value.
If you love being outside, solving problems, and working with your hands, apply now at James Valley Landscape Solutions. James Valley offers on-the-job training in all aspects of the green industry, with modern equipment and technology and competitive pay. Benefits include overtime pay, healthcare, dental, vision, and more. Apply now at jamesvalleylandscape.com or in person at 600 West Spruce in Mitchell.
Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator is a proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Mustangs at the State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator has been servicing the Mount Vernon area for over 75 years. See them for your agronomy and feed needs no matter the farming season. They will take care of all your grain handling needs as well. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator would like to wish the Mustangs and all the teams best of luck at the state tournament.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Each family's needs are different and special. Will Funeral Chapel will listen with sensitivity, answer all questions, and respect your choices. The Will Funeral Chapel staff can assist you in planning and coordinating all the details. They will explain all the different options to make you feel at ease and most comfortable with all the decisions. Find out more by visiting their website at willfuneralchapel.com. Their sincerest hope is that you and your family will be comforted by their efforts.
Are you in need of high-quality lumber for your next project? Looking for top-notch agronomy services to keep your crops thriving? Need a reliable source of propane and fuel for your home or business? Look no further than Tabor Lumber Co-op. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a DIY enthusiast, Tabor Lumber Co-op has everything you need to get the job done right. And with their competitive prices and top-notch customer service, you'll be glad you chose Tabor Lumber Co-op for all your lumber, propane, and agronomy services.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods,
such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The right nutrition, animal health, and record management is key to having a profitable cattle program. That's why you want to work with the people at Farmco, who will take the time to learn your operation and help you grow your business. We are your full-service agriculture provider of feed, seed, animal health, farm, and ranching equipment built on terrific service. Get to know Farmco, locally owned and serving you in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and east of Kimball at the Paragon. Visit us online at farmcosd.com. Farmco, feeding your future.
Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek and Howard, and Valley Station in Armour are your 100% locally owned team of agronomy experts. We offer Agronomy 365, which provides info in real time to make decisions that result in better, more profitable farming. We know you and your operation with service beyond compare. Get a jump on spring planning with Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek and Howard, and Valley Station in Armour. We are ag done right, the American way.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
C&B is proud to support our local farmers. Rooted in agriculture, we are committed to our customers. You can shop local with C&B, your John Deere dealer, providing you with new and used equipment, parts on hand, and service all year round. Our entire inventory is available to you online at DeereEquipment.com. C&B, proud to be your local John Deere dealer.
Live Ticket TV continues to grow and bring you more sports coverage than ever before. And now, Live Ticket TV is happy to announce their partnership into college athletics with Dakota Wesleyan University. That's right, Tiger Nation. Live Ticket TV and DWU have teamed up to bring you coverage of all home sporting activities for the Tigers. If you'd like to advertise during these sporting events, give Live Ticket TV a call. Dakota Wesleyan University Sports, now on Live Ticket TV.
B&S Services LLC is your locally owned repair service center. We specialize in full-service automotive, semi-trailer, and small engine repair, along with tire services. Repair services range from a simple oil change to sharpening mower blades to a more complicated electrical diagnosis. Located at 38058 South Dakota Highway 34, look for us on the hill heading west out of town. Phone Cody Barber 605-350-4293 and Arian Schooler 605-770-9398. B&S Services LLC is a proud sponsor of Wessington Spring Spartans Athletic.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
You are a dynamite contractor. Your younger brother Gary is a slightly less dynamite contractor. But together, you make Mom proud. Look at you two. And look at your crew. Brenda, the calculator Cutler, Bill, the drill Robinson, and then there's the new guy. New guy struggles with stairs, and that'll cost you. Lucky for you, you have IMT Business Insurance. Learn more at imtins.com. Be worry-free with IMT.
Advanced Sunflower is your locally owned and operated sunflower processing company that buys all types of sunflowers for the edible and bird food industries. They market sunflowers domestically and internationally, so they have a wide range of options to get you the best price for your sunflowers. Most advanced sunflower contracts have an Act of God clause, so you don't have to worry if Mother Nature takes a toll on your crop. Give Jared or Danny a call to get you the most profit out of your sunflowers.
A credit card that fits your lifestyle and saves you money. Why would you settle for anything less? A Dakota Land Federal Credit Union Visa will earn travel rewards, 1% cash back, and 9.90% annual percentage rate, the right rate. And all the right features puts you right where you want to be. Stop by any convenient branch location or check us out online at DakotaLandFCU.com. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Burke Livestock Auction.
It's the 92nd annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament on Live Ticket TV. Good evening. Welcome to the broadcast booth along with Spencer Bewley, our producers and cameramen for this evening, Charlie Breen, Cole Larsch. I'm Heath Nimke as we get ready for another 12 days to determine a champion between 32 teams here at the South Dakota Amateur Baseball Tournament. As I mentioned, sitting alongside today, Spencer Bewley. I'm Heath Nimke. We get set for game number 1 of 2 for this evening before we get into the gauntlet, as they say, with 4 games coming up tomorrow. In fact, you could say that today is Iowa versus South Dakota. When it comes to the 32 teams that have made the state tournament, 3 come from out of state, 1 from Nebraska and 2 from Iowa, and just so happens to be that the 2 teams from Iowa do play tonight. In game number 1, it will be Akron Rebels taking on the Wessington Springs Owls. First pitch set for 5:30, and coming up in game number 2 of the evening, it is the Burke Bombers taking on the Larchwood Diamonds. Again, that is the 2 games set for this evening. We'll get into our starting lineups here in just a little bit, but let's get into my broadcast partner, Spencer Bewley. Spencer, this is your first time up here in Mitchell to call some state amateur tournament baseball, but what you've seen so far and what you've gotten to know about these teams, it's always a fun and exciting time up here in Mitchell.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lucky to be on the broadcast for the first game. I think we're going to have a pretty exciting one here. Beautiful weather out today. I think it's 86 degrees, not really a cloud in the sky. Beautiful day for some baseball, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited.
When we take a look at these 2 teams, the Akron Rebels come from the State Line League. They come in 7-8 overall, and the Wessington Springs Owls coming from the Pony Hills League, 11-5 overall. We're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll break down how these 2 teams got here a little bit more and what we should expect with our starting lineups. That's in a little bit as well. That's all coming next here on Live Ticket TV.
The family-owned livestock marketing center in Burke, South Dakota. We are located in south central part of the state. Cattle sales are held weekly on Saturdays, with approximately 65,000 of south central South Dakota and north central Nebraska's finest feeder and breeding cattle marketed annually. Mark your calendar for our September 21st fall calf and yearling sale. Sale starts at 9:30 with lunch to start at 11. Burke Livestock is a proud supporter of state amateur baseball.
When it comes to sports bars, the Sports Center in Larchwood, Iowa has put themselves above the rest. They open bright and early, 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends, so you can start your day off right with them. And speaking of starting your day off right, they have daily food specials that will have your taste buds jumping for joy. The best flatbread pizza in the area, top-notch burgers, and don't worry, they have the best salads as well. The Sports Center in Larchwood. If you haven't tried it yet, put it down as your next destination.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the home convenience store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
What started out to be a small community celebration has grown into an attraction that draws literally thousands of people each year. Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2025 for the 75th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is sponsored by the Tabor Chamber of Commerce and proudly supports the Tabor Bluebirds and Bonhomme High School athletics.
Sun Gold Sports is...
Welcome back to Cadwell Park as we get you set for day number 1 of the 92nd Annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament, streaming exclusively live here on Live Ticket TV, along with Charlie Preen, Cole Larsh, our producer and cameraman for this evening. Sitting next to Spencer Bewley, I'm Heath Nimke. Already meeting at home plate, the two managers, to go over the final rules of game number 1 of plenty coming up here at the state tournament. In total, 39 games to determine 2 champions in Class A and in Class B. Whole entire Class B state tournament right here at Cadwell Park. We will move over to Drake Field coming up next week for Class A. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Break down more of this bracket, but right now let's focus on these two teams, the Akron Rebels and the Wessington Springs Owls. Let's see how these two teams got here, and we'll begin with the visitor for this evening. That is the Wessington Springs Owls, as we mentioned, an overall record of 11-5 coming from the Pony Hills League. Again, how they got here, well, going back to District 3, they came out as Rep 2. During the district tournament, they were able to defeat Colombe 5-4 before losing to Burke, who's going to be playing in game number 2 this evening. They lost that game 13-7 before defeating Chamberlain, another team that has also made the state tournament, defeating Chamberlain 11-0 to qualify here for this state tournament. And again, Wessington Springs coming in overall 12-5 with the manager of Joe Butterfield. On the opposite side, the Rebels of Akron coming not only from the state of Iowa, but representing the State Line League. They come in 8-9 overall when you take into account their district games they played. How they got here, they come as rep number 2 out of District 7. They lost to Elk Point in the first game before defeating Parker and Lennox Chancellor Worthing to qualify for this state tournament. And now they'll set to take on Wessington Springs in the first matchup. And while we have some time, let's meet both our teams of Akron and Wessington Springs for the starting lineups. Today's starting lineup is brought to you by Scheels. Scheels carries world-class brands and back every product they carry with their Scheels guarantee. You can feel confident knowing you're purchasing the same footwear, apparel, and gear that professionals rely on. We'll begin with the visiting team for this evening. Their starting lineup will look like this with their starting 9, including batting first will be number 11, Cade Moling, playing out in left field. Batting second will be number 1, Blake Larson, the shortstop. Batting third will be number 33, Clay Olinger, the first baseman. Batting the cleanup spot will be number 20, Trevor Kenobi, the DH. Batting fifth will be Thomas Stang. He comes from the Plankington FM Bankers, playing over at third base. Batting sixth will be number 5, Dylan Schmeckel, the second baseman. Batting seventh, number 34, Drew Olinger, the right fielder. Batting eighth will be number 16, Tarek Butterfield, the center fielder. And finally, batting in the ninth spot, number 36, Landon Cleveland. It will be number 22, Parker DeJean, will be the pitcher tonight for the Wessington Springs. Parker comes in 4-1 on his season as a pitcher. If you will, he's considered the ace pitcher for the Wessington Springs Owls. And again, that is the starting lineup brought to you by Scheels. Now let's go over to the Akron, Iowa Rebels. Their starting 9 will be number 1, number 24, batting first, and wearing number 24, it'll be Bryce Kopek, the center fielder. Batting second will be number 21, Dan Smith, the first baseman. Batting third will be number 8, Christian Steckel, the shortstop. Batting fourth will be the pickup player from Lennox Chancellor Worthington, Nick Zabel, the DH. Batting fifth will be number 3, Connor Wendell, the high school player for Akron Westfield High School. He'll be playing in the third base spot. Batting sixth, number 2, Tanner Bundy, the catcher. Batting 7th, number 10, Mason Kopech, the left fielder. Batting 8th, number 19, Luke Hughes, the second baseman. And finally, batting 9th will be Eric Allen, another high school player for Akron Westfield High School, playing out in right field. And the pitcher tonight will be number 3, Jared Kirkaby for the Akron Rebels. When you take a look at Jared, he comes in with an overall record of 1-1 for the Akron Rebels. Spencer, if you throw out the records, if you take a look at these two pitching matchups, it seems like it might be a slight advantage to Wessington Springs, but you never know when it comes to the state tournament.
Yeah, anything can happen in a tournament like this, but to your point, Heath, I think Wessington Springs on paper definitely has the advantage. I mean, even looking outside of pitching, Wessington Springs, 4 batters hitting over 300 on their roster. Akron, nobody hitting over 300, and then you look at that pitching staff as well. That's 4 guys for Wessington Springs with a winning record on the bump, and then nobody for the Akron Rebels have a winning record. They've got a few at 500, but nobody in that winning record mark. On paper, Wessington Springs favors this game, but to your point, anything can happen in the state amateur baseball tournament.
Well, you talk about some of the batting averages. When you take a look at these teams, who's the big 2 players, if you will, I should say one for each team, that really stands out to you that you say, hey, has to get going, has to lead this team if they want to get runs across and get the team going for tonight?
Well, you've got to lean on your guys who hit the best, really. I mean, that's going to be the difference in a tournament like this. If you look at Akron, their best guy, Bryce Kopic, hitting .292. If you look at Wessington Springs, they've got a guy in Tyson Leanne hitting .424. That is an incredible batting average to bring in this game. Got to lean on those guys.
Should be a great matchup for, again, game number 1 of 2 tonight to get the state amateur baseball tournament underway. Akron versus Wessington Springs in game number 1. We are going to step aside. When we come back, it's time for first pitch between the Rebels and the Owls. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Call Mitchell and Huron Home. With over 50 years of experience, we are here for all of your printing needs. Whether it's for your business, school, or personal, we are your one-stop custom shop. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, banners, trophies, awards, and so much more. Give Steph a call at 605-770-6829. Sun Gold Sports of Huron and Mitchell. We print t-shirts.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is located in Platte. Since 1980, David has worked with his father, family, and hired men to provide bulls with the best health, management, selection, and genetics to produce a quality product to meet the customer's needs. Mark your calendar for their annual bull sale on the second Saturday of April. Check out their website at pvfcharolais.com or give David Mason a call for more information. Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is a proud supporter of all Black Panther school activities. Remember, U.S. beef, it's what's for dinner. Located in the heart of Mitchell, Blarney's is your one stop for mouth-watering food, refreshing drinks, and your latest sports action. Fans, it's state amateur baseball time, and Blarney's is your pre- and post-game destination. Whether you're finishing up the early game and need a spot to eat for lunch, or celebrating a late-night victory, stop in at Blarney's and keep the party going with cold, refreshing drinks. Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill, a proud supporter of the state amateur baseball tournament.
From your innovative attachment solutions provider for over 40 years, MDS Manufacturing. One of a kind, revolutionary, game-changing. MDS doesn't make the loader, MDS makes the loader better.
As the weather warms up, so does our time outside. If you've been putting off your next home project, then Elite Renovations in Platte and Mitchell is ready to help. If you're looking to upgrade or update your roof, siding, windows, doors, and decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, flooring, cabinets, tile, or drywall, they got the crews. Book a free consultation to discuss your options. Visit their website at elitereno-sd.com to get started with your summer project.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly, family-owned business. We carry hot stuff, pizza, sandwiches, and more. Before you take a trip, or if you're just out and about, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline from E30 to E85. Use your Dino app for extra savings and your Pump and Save card for free stuff. Don't forget to visit the automatic car wash for that spotless shine. One Stop in Redfield is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Hey farmers, don't have the time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at NewGen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, NewGen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's NUGEN Marion.com.
A better you starts closer to home, with people who understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
It might be time for you to strongly...
Welcome back to Cadwell Park for the 92nd Annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament here on Live Ticket TV. Along with our producer, Cole Larch, our cameraman, Charlie Preen, my colorman for this evening, Spencer Bewley, I'm Heath Nimke. It's time for game number 1 here of the State Amateur Baseball Tournament between Akron Rebels and Wessington Springs Owls. The honorary first pitches are over, and we are set and ready to go. Again, the Akron Rebels on the regular season come in 7-8, coming out of the State Line League to make it here to the state tournament, was the Wessington Springs Owls get out of the Pony Hills League to make it here into the state tournament. We talked a little bit ago about this matchup and coming into it. Spencer Bewley sure likes Wessington Springs, but one man to watch, and we heard this earlier from the inside report, will be Jared Kirkaby, always getting the start game number 1 for the Akron Rebels. Again, unofficially, he comes in 1-1. Now, the Akron Rebels are a team that doesn't have a lot of stats, or at least when we go to Game Changer to check out all the information, if you will. Still one of those things that some teams have all the information and some teams don't. But again, coming in with that record of 1-1. Again, leading things off for the Wessington Springs Owls, it will be Cade Moling along with Blake Larson and Clay Olinger all due up to begin this first inning. Spencer, before we get to our first pitch, does it get any better than this for day 1 here at Cadwell Park?
Nope, I mentioned it earlier in the pregame. I mean, beautiful weather. You really can't ask for anything better. Sunny, 85 degrees out today, and it's going to be pretty nice weather for the rest of the week. A lot of energy here today, lots of fans, decent crowd. came in to support. A little bit of a hot day, but I think it's a great day for baseball, Heath. Can't get much better.
I don't think it can get much better whatsoever. Just past 5:35 here on this Wednesday evening, getting set for day number 1 at Cadwell Park. Again, exclusively live streamed right here on a Live Ticket TV. You can catch all 39 games of Class State A and State B baseball tournament coverage. It should be a lot of fun over the next 12 days, and it's great to be with you here on this Wednesday evening, as it will be stepping into the batter's box, Cade Moling, the left fielder, who will dig in for the Owls. Cade coming into the season batting a .243 for the Owls. The first pitch in officially at 5:37 is a swing and a miss, and we're at an 0-1 count, as in the deep center field as we see it, lowering the American flag that the Mitchell Fire Department brought out here for this evening. Again, just a beautiful night, as Spencer Bewley mentioned, and a wonderful crowd on hand. Count quickly is 1-1 to Cade, as slaps at this one but just misses it out of the zone, and it's now 1-2 the count, but Spencer swinging almost on every single pitch he's seen so far.
Yeah, it's pretty early. It doesn't seem like Kirkaby's bringing a lot of heat on the mound. He's got to maybe scoot up in the box and adjust here with 2 strikes.
This one outside the count, now 2-2. A lot of jitters being the first batter up
Absolutely.
there.
First batter of the first game. You're the ones breaking everything in, you know.
And again, Spencer and I were on the diamond earlier, and certainly beautiful conditions all across Cadwell Park. Swing and a miss, and it's going to be a strikeout for out number 1. As you mentioned, it didn't seem like Cade had a lot of oomph on his swings there in that first at-bat.
No, it seemed like he was way ahead every time, but credit Kirkaby. I mean, finding the zone, not necessarily putting it right over the plate to that first batter, and here he is again finding it.
And there we go. First pitch, as Blake Larson is up, and the shortstop is going to hit it down the left field line. He slides into second safely, and it's going to be a double here for Blake Larson, as he saw the first pitch from Kirkaby and was able to put it down the left field line.
Great aggressiveness there by Larson. Down low, inside pitch, just took it that way, right down the third baseline. Textbook hitting, and what a way to get this amateur tournament started off.
Blake Larson coming into the state tournament, batting a .237. And quickly now up will be Clay Olinger, the first baseman for the Owls, as he sees this pitch outside. So again, 1 out and a double by Blake Larson has the Owls in scoring position here in the top of the first. And this one, swing and a miss. Something we are seeing Kirkaby do already here is getting the batters to swing. Just haven't really been able to connect so far.
Yeah, he's just finding the zone. He's putting it out there for the batters to hit. That's all you can do in the first inning, you know. Let your defense settle in, and you yourself get settled in on the mound by finding that zone.
1 ball, 1 strike, and another swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. 420 to deep center. The wind is blowing in here at Cadwell Park over the left field line. It's 340. In fact, it's 340 at both corners. 374 to left center and right center. If you will, Spencer, a very generic, I should say symmetrical diamond. And now a dropped third strike. And Olinger is going to get aboard, as it didn't seem like there was a lot of oomph there from Tanner Bundy. He looked over to third. Instead of taking the easy out, he lets the runner get aboard.
No, I'm not really sure what happened there. It looked like Bundy had a play to make at first. Plenty of time, I thought, but he took the time instead to check down to third base and kind of just very lethargically fake a throw over there.
And now the stepping up to bat will be Trevor Kenobi, the DH for the Owls. But something you go back to there for Bundy, this is what we teach in, elementary baseball. Take the easy out, if you will.
Right, especially in the first inning. This is a 0-0 ball game. There's no reason not to go ahead and get that out. Let your pitcher work with 2 outs instead of 1 with runner at the corners here.
So the drop third strike, it puts runners on the corners. A hard hit ball over to second. They say he's safe at second, safe at first. And it looked like what could eventually be 3 outs were out of the inning, results in a run scored for the Wessington Springs Owls, and runners safe at both first and second, as it looked like at second base there. Luke Hughes had his foot off the bag as the slide came in, and the Wessington Springs Owls now lead 1-0.
Yeah, another play where it seemed like if, First baseman keeps his foot on the bag. That's an out at first, but just wasn't even standing on the bag. Didn't even have to come off to catch it. He just was off to start with. So a little bit of interesting fielding happening here.
And as they tried to turn the double play over at second, they said Kenobi got in at time. So again, now runners on first and second with one out, and the Owls lead 1-0. As now we see the pickup player, Thomas Stang, the third baseman from Plankinton FM Bankers, who is now up to bat. Count now 3-0 to Trevor Kenobi, the DH, Thomas Stang from Plankinton. And now he sees the 3-0 outside, and it'll be ball 4. So the bases are now loaded for the Wessington Springs Owls. Tonight's game is brought to you by B&S Service of Wessington Springs, specializing in automotive repair, including oil changes, tire rotations, and more. B&S Service also works on semi-repair. They are a proud supporter of the Owls. And bases loaded now here for Kirkaby. The next batter up is Dylan Schmeike, the second baseman, who will now dig in for the Owls. And again, bases loaded, only one out, and the Owls lead 1-0. And he sees this second pitch, pops it up in the air, giving chase to it, and the fans will all duck out of the area. Hits off the cement and bounces up the bleachers.
I think Kirkaby's really not having a bad inning here. He's finding the zone. He's getting, some ground balls. They're very hard hit, but in a way he's letting his defense play. It just feels like it's kind of a unfocused inning for Akron on the defensive end.
Drop third strike throw over to first for out number 2. It was, as you mentioned, a hard hit ball to the shortstop there of Steckel, but you expect him to make the play at second base to get the third out. As you mentioned.
Or even just have that out at first. I mean, there was really going to be no play at second because the second baseman, Luke Hughes, didn't have his foot on the bag either way. So just kind of like some efforts there that they just aren't really honest efforts,
There is an error as well with just one official hit for the Owls here at the top of the first. And again, count now 2-2. And this one is outside, and the count now full. And again, bases loaded, so nowhere to put them on the pond. Would bring in another run. Wessington Springs can't draw up a better start to the ball game for them. And that one comes in with full authority, and it's a second strikeout for Kirkaby, having to rely on getting it done through his arm for the outs instead of the defense.
Yeah, and if he could work his way out of this jam, that would be huge for Akron, just to go in, take a deep breath, kind of get settled into this game. Feel like there's kind of a lot of nerves, as you mentioned earlier, out in the field right now for Akron.
Drew Olinger will step up to bat. As you mentioned, bases loaded, and if you can walk out the top of the first with bases loaded and be trailing 1-0. Yeah, heck.
And just one out, too.
For the Rebels, you bet. Hey, all right.
Take the momentum, go to the plate, try and get one back. That's all you can do.
If you're manager Brett Stopel there, I'd say the same thing. All right, we'll take what it is. If that's how you told me coming to this game would be the way it is, then that's fine. We'll dig ourselves out of it. And now, Olinger, strike and a miss. Drew, by the way, batting a .304 on the season. 0-1 the count with 2 outs, and the base is juiced. There's a swing and a miss. Kirkaby wants to move quickly. Olinger stepped out of the batter's box, now digs back in. The 0-2, this one fouled off, and they'll do it once again.
I like how Olinger's kind of taken his notes and has moved up in that batter's box. I mean, his back foot is practically in the middle, front one towing that line.
So base is juiced, and this one is going to be a ground ball, and it gets by the first baseman and bleeds its way out into right field. 1 run scores, and the slide is in time for the second run, and Wessington Springs Owls now lead it 3-0 over the Akron Rebels.
Decent piece of 2-strike hitting there from Olinger. Just pokes one to the right side, forces the defense to make a play, gets on base. A couple of RBIs there for him, too.
It looked like Dan Smith, the first baseman, might have been able to make the stop. He got down in the dirt, but it just bled right through his glove and eventually out into right field.
Allard had a chance to maybe throw out the runner at home, throw just a little bit off to the left.
And now puts runners on first and second. Olinger at first, staying at center. At second. They do officially credit as well Olinger with the hit. Now the ground ball over short. Simple out on the fielder's choice at second, and that will end the inning, but not before the Owls score 3 runs on 2 hits and an error and lead it 3-0 heading into the bottom of the first. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Consider leasing bulls from Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Here's Cody.
Well, it's a really good option to acquire some excellent genetics for an affordable price. It's become really popular. When you first hear about lease bulls, sometimes it may frighten a person. So this is a different ballgame. You know, there's a genetic program behind these bulls. These are bulls that have a genetic program and really are designed genetically to very nice calves.
Call 1-800-548-BULL.
At Lesterville Feed and Grain, they pride themselves on offering top-notch products at competitive prices. Whether you're looking for feed for your livestock or grains for your crops, they have you covered. And with their market bids, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal possible. But it's not just about the products, it's about the service. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help answer any questions you may have and provide expert advice to help you succeed in your farming endeavors.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Dr. Kelly.
We move into the bottom of the first inning, where the Wessington Springs Owls lead it 3-0, courtesy of 2 hits and an error. Jared Kirkaby, it was putting balls on the ground, if you will, Spencer Bewley, but it just seemed like the defense wasn't able necessarily get it done for him, and eventually the Owls are able to capitalize.
Yeah, I thought Kirkaby pitched a great inning. You know, he came out, didn't necessarily try and rely on a super fast fastball, but he was kind of putting the Owls a little bit off in the batter's box with some of the slower off speeds and just a slower fastball in general. They had a tough time adjusting, but were able to and put 3 runs on the board, so big start for the Owls.
It will be Parker DeJean to pitch tonight for the Wessington Springs Owls, as the first pitch here in the bottom of the first is out for a ball, 1-0 the count. It's Bryce Kopech, the center fielder for Akron, who is leading things off. Kopech batting a .292 coming into the state tournament. DeJean, by the way, 4-1. His overall record when pitching. We'll take a look more at his numbers here in just a moment.
Yeah, Kopech, you mentioned, .292, the best hitter statistically on this Akron Rebels team. One of the guys that they're going to have to rely on throughout this tournament to kind of carry the weight of that lineup.
The 1-2, this one is going to be a ground ball back to DeJean. Grabs it, throws over to first, and that one is in time for out number 1. Have to feel confident when you're able to get the first batter down.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having a pitcher play the infield like that, is DeJean had an arm to throw that ball over there to first. Looked like Kopech might have been able to beat that out, but DeJean able to gather it and make a clean throw over to first.
By the way, DeJean threw now officially 47 innings pitched throughout the season, district tournament, and now coming into this state tournament. As the first pitch is fouled off for Dan Smith, the first baseman. As I mentioned, DeJean is the ace pitcher, if you will, through over 750 pitches. Gave up 36 hits, struck out 62 throughout the season. And this one is called strike number 2. the way he was walking
Long
off there,
walk out.
I'd say Dan Smith looked like he was walking away, and I looked up and I was like, it's only 0-1. Did we miss something somewhere?
And correction, Dan Smith is actually the best hitter on this team statistically, hitting .296.
Fouled off. 0-2 is the count.
So the 1-2 punch in this lineup is going to be big for Akron here.
By the way, something you enjoy, Spencer, I know, the whip. A 1.157 for DeJean. I know you always enjoy that stat there.
I think it's because I just learned it this summer.
The 0-2, this one up, and if you're maybe unfamiliar with baseball or maybe some of the newer terms, the whip is walks, hits, innings pitched. So if he's 1.1, usually he gives up either a walk or a hit every inning, if you will. Which you would take that.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's pretty good. I mean, because you're always going to have, you think about it, it's like always putting a guy on every inning. Not necessarily. He's throwing a lot of shutout innings. But
yes.
Every once in a while, you're going to give up some hits and have multiple guys on base per inning. Might have some errors in the field, stuff like that.
No, you tell me a pitcher is 1.1 whip, I'm taking it. Going to win yourselves a lot of ball games. 1-2 the count now, and this one is out in the count 2-2. He's trying to frame it up there, the catcher. Landon Cleveland, haven't dropped his name a whole lot. He'll be coming up in the top of the second to bat for the Owls. Again, Dan Smith, the first baseman, second batter in the lineup, sees the 2-2, pops it up in the air. Everyone will give chase, and it makes a loud thud to the new awning, which is just beyond us. Now, something we have not asked the question with the new awning, does it roll off, Cole? It does roll off the back. Okay.
Good thing I parked as far away as possible. I believe I took notes and parked over there by Cole Larsch.
The 2-2, check foul, they say. Did he go? He did. It's dropped, so now throw over to first is going to be not in time. So once again, Spencer Bewley, it's often that we see a dropped third strike and the runner is able to get aboard, but this time it happens twice. There on the instant replays, you saw it.
Yeah, that was I honestly thought it was a foul ball, but great hustle there by Dan Smith. As soon as he realized it was dropped third, he took off down that line. Big man with a little bit of speed, able to beat it out. Really, never really going to be a play there from Cleveland. That one rolled in the worst possible location for a drop third strike for a catcher.
And Cleveland gets the call late. He looks over down to the third base to see if it was a called strike or a foul or what it was. It was called a third strike, and all of a sudden he's like, well, the ball got away from me. The play was hard for Cleveland.
Only. I mean, it's tough because he's looking down to get the check call. You know, he wants to see if it's a strike too. So can't really knock him for not going right after that ball to the backstop either.
Christian Steckel, the shortstop, will now step up to bat. Steckel sees a 1-1 count. Christian coming into this batting a .266 on the season average. The 1-1. Trying to frame it up, and it's going to be outside for a ball. 2-1. That's something we have seen so far with DeJean, really trying to frame up his pitches, catch the corners just like we see maybe at the pro level. Now another pitch in for a ball. 3-1 the count with a runner on first base, 1 out here for the Akron Rebels. Again, it's the battle of Iowa versus South Dakota here at the South Dakota Amateur Baseball Tournament, as 2 Iowa teams have made the state tournament, and they both play tonight. And this one in for ball number 4. So DeJean coming into this had walked 16 batters so far this season. 18. Now make it number 19. And the whip rises a little bit more.
Yeah, you mentioned DeJean trying to kind of paint the corners here. It's kind of resulting in him throwing a lot more pitches than I think he'd like here in this first inning. If I were him, especially with kind of outs everywhere in the infield, I might try and be a little bit more focused on finding the middle of the zone. Not necessarily trying to put it right over the middle of the plate, but just making sure that I'm throwing strikes and letting my defense work here.
Now fans, Nick Zabel steps up to bat. At first glance, okay, sounds good, thanks. But he is a pickup player from Lennox Chancellor Worthington. Yes, his jersey is almost exactly the same as the Akron Rebels, but it is slightly different. The big difference you'll know is the black stripes around his stomach. That is what defines him from being a pickup player. Usually you don't see it too often, but every once in a while you'll see those kind of pickup players' jerseys blend together. Sometimes they're really stand out, and you can tell who's the pickup player or even who's the high school player, and we will see that coming up here in just a moment, more on those color changes and differences. So foul ball, 2-2 the count to Zabel. And now this one, it's going to be right back off to DeJean off his hand, able to recollect himself, run over to his left side, pick it up, and throw it over to first for out number 2.
Bold play by DeJean as the ace for this team. That's bold to stick the right hand out there. I'm sure Coach may not be too happy about it, but he knocks it down, gets an out. That is a great play. Maybe one of the best we see this evening.
So now stepping up to bat, in the book, in the program, and you'll hear this all throughout the state tournament, the Legion pickup player. Except he's not a Legion pickup player. He's just a high school player because they do things in the state of Iowa a little bit different. So, if you will, it will be the Connor Wendell, the high school player. The third baseman will step up to bat wearing black. And that is the difference of Akron and Westfield High School. And now a ground ball hit over to third and a great play by the third baseman. Thomas Stang, the pickup player from Plankinton, makes a great play. And the throw over to first in time in the stretch by Clay Olinger to get the out for out number 3. Heads-up play all around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as bang-bang as it gets, I'm kind of surprised they called him out, but what a play. I mean, I don't even have many words to describe that play from Stange over there at third base.
Wessington Springs leads it 3-0 as we head to the top of the second. That's on the way next on Live Ticket TV.
Staff at Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic are proud supporters of high school athletics. When it comes to large and small animal health, look to Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic. They understand how important your livestock is to you and will give you service that you can depend on. Call 539-1040. That's 539-1040. Rolling Hills is located on Dakota Avenue, across from Farm Bureau in Wessington Springs. Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
The heart of farming season is back at Cadwell Park. Top of the second we go. Wessington Springs leads at 3-0. The Akron Rebels able to get a little bit of offense going, including runners on first and second, but eventually not able to capitalize. As we move into the top of the second, it will be Cleveland, Landon Cleveland, the catcher, to lead things off. In fact, the number 9 batter, if you will, for the Owls. So almost able to go through a full rotation of batters in that first inning. Swings at this one, and the count 1-1. The 1-1, this one, over to the third base, fouled. The count is 1-2. Is it hard to adjust? Is it going to be easier for these batters when they come back up to seeing Kirby in the way he maybe doesn't throw a lot of heat? Is that something the Owls able to take advantage of as we move into later in this game?
I absolutely think so. I think the more they get to see Kirby, the more they're going to adjust, the easier it's going to be to get some hits. I think the biggest cue for them is just going to be you've got to think hit the ball to the right side of the field. I think that's going to result in them getting a lot of base hits up the middle, because right now you see the most consistent foul ball down that third baseline. I think the more they see him, the more they're going to adjust, but they've got to be smart about approaching Kirby.
And a dropped third strike, but picked up quickly by the catcher this time. Bundy, throw over to first, is in time. And there is one away. The leadoff batter is out for the Wessington Springs Owls, which again we now reset. And we'll go back to the top where Cade Moling, the left fielder, is up to bat.
Moling was one of those guys that in his first time around had a really hard time waiting on that pitch.
And he sees the very first one, Spencer. He's not going to wait any time and gets this one to fall in the Bermuda Triangle out in center field for a single. And there's one aboard with one out.
And there it is. That's perfect. I mean, right back up the middle. Didn't quite get all of it. If he did, it probably would have been a fly out to center field. So credit there. But great job adjusting his second time around. Drives one right back up the middle of the field.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, kind of as you were saying there, as he got the hit, he was that one batter. It seemed like it was finally with a strikeout, couldn't really figure it out. Then all of a sudden, this is where things got going. Blake Larson saw the very first pitch and cranked it out into left field. He sees the first pitch once again, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Runners at first and second. Blake Larson, the shortstop, now 2 for 2 on just 2 pitches here in the ball game.
That is an impressive stat. 2 for 2 on 2 pitches. Man, this Wessington Springs Owls team is here to hit. They're being aggressive. I love to watch it. A couple of Texas leaguers here start off the second inning. We'll see if they can take advantage of it.
So 1 out here in the top of the second. Runners on first and second here for Wessington Springs. As again, you mentioned it, it seems like they might have figured out Kirkby as they're now second time around here in the lineup. And both Moline and Larson not wasting any time to get things going. Olinger will now step up to bat, the first baseman. This one, swing and a miss, 1-1 the count. So Olinger was able to reach on the drop third strike that eventually we just saw Bundy. Looked like he had the play, never threw over to first. 1-1 the count, though, with runners down first and second. As a lot of guys moving and shifting around the diamond. This one, a late swipe. They count 1-2.
Yeah, that one's one Olinger wishes he could have back. Didn't look too thrilled with his pitch selection choice there to go after that one.
So Olinger steps out of the batter's box for a moment. Digs back in. The 1-2, this one is going to be a ground ball right in front of Bundy. He looked like he was going to throw maybe over to second, but eventually throws to first in time for out number 2. Nice job. It seemed like he was going to throw to second.
I thought the same thing. He thought when he squared, I think he was just eyeing him down, or maybe just squaring up his shoulders. I thought the same thing. I thought, oh my goodness, he's gonna
try it again.
He's gonna try second. But very smart play there by Bundy, take the out. But guys on second and third here. Big RBI chance for Kenobi.
As Kenobi swings and misses. As he was able to get a single his last time up. A little bit of a conversation there from Joe Butterfield. Talking to his guys. Runners again on third and second for the Wessington Springs Owls. They put up 3 runs in the top of the first, and that's how they lead it. 3 runs on 4 hits. There is 1 official committed error here in the ballgame. The 0-2, this one, a swing and a miss. And in the inning, Kirkby got himself into a little bit of trouble, but able to get out of it without giving up any damage. And we move to the bottom of the second where the Akron Rebels see if they can't strike back. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV. And Caton International is your HIH dealer in Crofton, Nebraska. Caton International offers top-notch parts and service to keep your equipment running smoothly all season long. Their team of experts is there to help with any maintenance or repairs you may need, so you can focus on what you do best, farming. And don't forget to check out their website for the latest deals and promotions. Whether you're in the market for a new piece of equipment or just need some replacement parts, Caton International has you covered.
We travel in packs. Fearless first-timers and go-getters. Sightseers and mudslingers. Trail conquerors and adrenaline junkies. We believe great rides deserve great company. And wherever the ride takes us, there's always room for one more.
Experience the enduring legacy of Castlewood Farms Elevator, a farmer-owned cooperative that has served the ag community for more than a century. Dedicated to enhancing efficiency and offering superior services, they provide a comprehensive range of crop nutrition, protection products, commercial fertilizer, and livestock feed. Visit CastlewoodElevator.com or give them a call today. Your ultimate destination for agriculture needs is Castlewood Farmers Elevator.
Discover a piece of...
It's the bottom of the second inning. Leading things off, it will be the catcher, Tanner Bundy. Mason Kopech and Luke Hughes will all be up here for the Akron Rebels in the bottom of the second, where the Wessington Springs Owls lead it 3-0. Along with Jody Brozick, Cole Larsh, Spencer Bewley. I'm Heath Nimke here for game number 1 of the 2024 State Amateur Tournament. 39 games over the next 12 days, all exclusively streamed right here on Live Ticket TV. The 2-1, ground ball over to Shemke, and throw to first is in time. One away.
Good job, by DeJean, coming out and throwing strikes early, getting a ground ball to start out the inning. Struggled a little bit in that first inning to find the zone, so I imagine that he's going to come out with a little bit more intensity, try and attack that box each batter.
And now stepping up to bat will be Mason Kopak, number 10, for the Akron Rebels. So he sees the first pitch, 1-0. The 1-0, he'll go after this one. It's popped up, and a couple different guys chase after it. Eventually, it's the right fielder for Wessington Springs who will call it off, and it's Drew Olinger who collects for out number 2. 3 pitches. DeJean already 2 outs.
Way better start than that first inning, and I think the biggest thing is he's just consistently throwing strikes here. A couple misses here and there, but overall, great start here in the second inning from DeJean.
I know Spencer Bewley got himself plenty of high school and Legion baseball this summer, but one thing we don't have to worry about when it gets to the amateur level, pitch count. But Spencer, we still like to pay attention to it just to see kind of maybe the wear and tear on the pitcher's arms. DeJean is now up to 30 pitches so far here in the ball game. And now the 0-1 is going to be slapped over to the pickup player, Stang. The third baseman throws to first. 1, 2, 3 in order. And Wessington Springs leads it 3-0. Heading into the top of the third. That's on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
Americana at Cohen's Corner, a renowned 1920s rural gas station turned firearm haven in the upper Midwest. Since 2004, their updated store has preserved nostalgia with gas pumps and snacks for travelers alongside a selection of 2,500 firearms. Purchase in-store or through Charlie for global delivery. They buy single guns, entire collections, and offer trades. Whether you're a collector or looking to sell, they've got you covered. Cohen's Corner, proud sponsor of Castlewood Youth Athletics and Events.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
It may seem like the smallest town in South Dakota, so how could it have everything you need when you may find yourself in the middle of nowhere? But at Canova Service Center, whatever you may need in the middle of nowhere, that's where they are. Fencing, lumberyard, hardware, oil changes, tire sales, and repair. Rental equipment, feed bunks, cattle shelters, convenience store, and more. So no, you're not in the middle of nowhere. It's the Canova Service Center. Back at Cadwell Park, as it'll be Stang to lead things off here in the top of the third. We'll have you along here on Live Ticket TV for the 2024, the 92nd Annual State Amateur Tournament. As I mentioned, it's Stang leading things off. We'll see also Dylan and Drew Olinger all up here. Dylan Schmeike. 0-2 is the count, quickly to Shimke, And this one, quick 1, 2, and 3 to Stang, and there's one away.
Well, Stang having himself a day at third base, struggled a little bit there in that first at bat. Hate to go down on 3 strikes, but like I said, right now he's making up for it over at third base. Couple of really, really nice plays over there on the hot corner.
Dylan Shimke will now step up to bat. The first pitch, this one swing and a miss, so talk about Jared Kirkaby. Didn't struggle in that first inning, even though that's where all the Owls got their runs at. But just didn't quite maybe have the defense there. And now the 0-1 is out into right field, and there's 2 away. As nice play there by Eric Allard, the high school player for the Rebels.
Yeah, and I noticed that Allard, I think, has come in significantly out in right field. Kind of all the outfield seems to be playing quite a bit in. A couple of Texas leaguers for the Owls last inning, I think, has brought them in. All other than left fielder Mason Kopech. He seems to be playing kind of a normal distance out there.
A little bit on the curveball there, and this one in for a called strike as stepping up will be Drew Olinger, the right fielder, the 0-1. And again, we have seen Kirkby throughout this ball game. Quick motion from him. He gets set quickly, and he's ready to fire once again. Shakes off 3 signals before he takes this one. The 1-1, a check swing. Yep, they say he went 1-2 now the count with 2 outs.
Both him and DeJean work pretty quick.
We just saw DeJean put 1, 2, 3 in order. Can Kirkby answer? And this one called strike number 3, and he's able to do so. Last 6 batters in a row have all been retired in order. So we move to the bottom of the 3rd where the Rebels trail by 3. We'll see if they can get some offense going. That's on the way next on Live Ticket TV. Shoot, I gotta do that.
We're your local one-stop shop. This is Angela, owner and operator of Amcota Farm and Home Center. From the DIYers, fixer-uppers, to contractors, we have what you need to get the job done. Building supplies, Valspar paint, and tools, Crystal X tubs, fencing supplies, and bog boots for your farm needs. We know how busy life can get. We offer delivery to make your life easier. Amcota Farm and Home Center on Dakota Avenue in Wessington Springs. Big city value.
If you love being outside, solving problems, and working with your hands, apply now at James Valley Landscape Solutions. James Valley offers on-the-job training in all aspects of the green industry, with modern equipment and technology and competitive pay. Benefits include overtime pay, healthcare, dental, vision, and more. Apply now at jamesvalleylandscape.com or in person at 600 West Spruce in Mitchell.
Back at Cadwell Park as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tonight's game is brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. For more than 65 years, they have been ensuring a brighter tomorrow by investing in the rural communities while protecting what matters most to you. So we go to Eric Aller, the high school player and the right fielder for the Akron Rebels. Spencer, if you will, the high school season has actually been done for a few weeks now in the state of Iowa. So in the state of South Dakota, we always see those Legion pickup players, if you will. They've just kind of wrapped up their season. A majority of them did over the past week and a half. We just saw the tournaments, the state tournaments played this past weekend. But for the high school side, they've been done for quite some time. And now the 1-1 foul that's going to be safe, as it will be DeJean won't able to get off the mound in time and make the play. So Eric Aller, the leadoff single for the Akron Rebels, as we return back to the top of the lineup. That'll be Bryce Kopech stepping up to bat.
Great way to get settled in as a high school player. Come in, beat out a ground ball, get a little infield hit to start off your 2024 State AM baseball tournament.
You know, to see that from a high school player, if you will, and again, doesn't get their chance to play with this Akron Rebels team throughout the season. So being able to do that, great to see right away. And then we see very first pitch, throw over to first in time. It's the double play. Nope.
That he was definitely safe at first, almost positive. We got the replay here.
The out there at second, throw over to first.
Safe by a good bit there at first base. An unfortunate call against the Akron Rebels there, as the press box is all going a little bit crazy there.
Yes, let's be clear here. It is out. I know everyone's looking back at home saying safe, that there is not that technology here at Cadwell Park that the umps see that and can go back like the MLB and say, all right, let's review that quick. Hey, we want to review it.
And it's tough. It's tough in real time.
Yes.
You're watching double play. It's very tough over there at first base to always get the right call. So
on the opposite side, Wessington Springs for turning the double play. And now 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. As now Dan Smith, the left-handed batter, is up as he sees this one outside. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. By the way, DeJean up to 38 pitches so far here in the ballgame. The 2-1, this one, a swing. No, they say foul tip. But nonetheless, it's 2-2. with 2 outs. DeJean, by the way, 1 strikeout here in the ball game. Has given up just 1 hit through 2 2/3 complete. Check swing, his second strikeout of the ball game. And in the end, Akron Rebels, no runs, no hits, moving into the top of the 4th. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator is a proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Mustangs at the State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator has been servicing the Mount Vernon area for over 75 years. See them for your agronomy and feed needs, no matter the farming season. They will take care of all your grain handling needs as well. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator would like to wish the Mustangs and all the teams best of luck at the state tournament.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Each family's at Cadwell Park. We moved to the top of the 4th inning where we saw 3 runs from the Wessington Springs in the top of the 1st. But Spencer Bewley, it's been a little bit more defense, and I don't want to say the pitchers haven't been consistent, because they certainly have, but just able to get it done a little bit more with their arms that we've seen here in the past 2 innings.
Yeah, we've seen a handful of strikeouts from both pitchers, also seen a fair amount of ground balls, a couple of short pop flies in the outfield. No really super hard hit balls yet in this game. We haven't seen any driven real deep into the outfield, if you will. But, yeah, both pitchers doing a great job on the mound so far, and it's been a pretty quick 3 innings here.
And quickly, Kirkaby deals once again, and on the 0-1, it's out into right center field. And there he is once again to make his 3rd putout of the night, Eric Allard, the right fielder, for out number 1. By the way there, that was Butterfield, who was already 0 for 1 in the ball game. Didn't waste much time. And again, we have seen this Wessington Springs Owls team jump quickly on Kirkaby's pitches here the second time around.
Yeah, and second time around you mentioned I like seeing them drive the ball to the right side of the field. Still trying to work down his timing. Haven't seen them really pull much in the last couple of innings. It's got to be a coaching emphasis over there of, hey, it's not coming in hot. Scoot up in the box. Make sure you try and take it the other way. They're doing a good job of it. It's just a matter before they start squaring them up.
Landon Cleveland is now up, and he's going to pop this one out into center field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. And the way Bryce Kopech reacted there, he almost acted like he didn't catch it because he spun around and quickly turned around, throwing it back into the infield.
Yeah, I think that he might have just been hyped up. Honestly, great catch out there in center field by Kopech. May have just been a little bit fired up after kind of rolling around backwards, wanting to show everybody that he did make that catch and get it into the infield.
And now Cade Moline sees the very first pitch. It's a ground ball over to short, and it is the quick 1-2-3 in order again. Second time we have seen the Owls do that 1-2-3 in order, as we see the instant replay here as Steckel, the shortstop, picks it up out of the dirt, throws over to first in time for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Wessington Springs Owls 3, Akron Rebels 0. We're back in just a moment on Live Ticket TV. Needs are different and special. Will Funeral Chapel will listen with sensitivity, answer all questions, and respect your choices. The Will Funeral Chapel staff can assist you in planning and coordinating all the details. They will explain all the different options to make you feel at ease and most comfortable with all the decisions. Find out more by visiting their website at willfuneralchapel.com. Their sincerest hope is that you and your family will be comforted by their efforts.
Are you in need of high-quality lumber for your next project? Looking for top-notch agronomy services to keep your crops thriving? Need a reliable source of propane and fuel for your home or business? Look no further than Tabor Lumber Co-op. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a DIY enthusiast, Tabor Lumber Co-op has everything you need to get the job done right. And with their competitive prices and top-notch customer service, you'll be glad you chose Tabor Lumber Co-op for all your lumber, propane, and agronomy services.
Do you have a pest?
At Cadwell Park in Mitchell, South Dakota, it's 3-0 in game number 1 of 37 here at the 92nd Annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Next year will not be held here at Cadwell Park, and we'll make our way over to Brandon Valley, just outside of Sioux Falls, where the state tournament will be hosted next year before being back 2 years back at Cadwell Park, along with Spencer Bewley. I'm Heath Nimke, Jody Brozick, our cameraman, and our producer Cole Larsh for game number 1 of these 37. We'll hear plenty of broadcasters, producers, and cameramen throughout the state tournament. So we have a plethora of guys going to help us out for the state tournament. Really look forward to it. The 2-0, this one in for a called strike, as it is Steckel leading things off for the Akron Rebels. Steckel, Nick Zabel, and Connor Wendell, the third baseman. And this one outside, 3-1 the count. DeJean up to 44 pitches, has walked one batter so far here in the ballgame, has relied more on his defense, 2 Ks for him. And this one in ball number 4, so has walked his second batter this evening, has walked now more batters than has given up hits. As now we'll see the pickup player, Nick Zabel from Lennox, step up to bat, and also in the DH spot for tonight. DeJean kicks and fires. This one low, 1-0 the count. Spencer, seems like Parker hasn't just been able to find the strike zone so far.
Yeah, that first at-bat just kind of, 2 pitches inside, then 2 pitches immediately outside, and then one more inside to put the runner on, just kind of left, right, low, not really able to find the middle of the zone here. Only thrown 1 strike this inning, and it barely caught the outside corner.
2-0 now the count, the 2-0 pitch. This one is going to be a ground ball, and it will find its way out into right field off of the single from the pickup player, Nick Zabel from Lennox Chancellor Worthing. And runners on first and second with nobody out. Fans, by the way, when you purchase to watch these games here for the 92nd South Dakota Amateur Baseball Tournament, that money does not go back to live ticket, it goes directly back to the South Dakota Baseball Association. So know when you purchase your funds to watch the games throughout the state tournament, all that money going directly back to the South Dakota Baseball Association to continue to host tournaments like this. As we always say within the business, this is never free to host. Have to pay somebody at the end of the day, and that's exactly where that money goes back to. So know that you're helping out South Dakota Baseball Association when you purchase your pass to watch these games. And now the 1-0, as up to bat is Connor Wendell, the third baseman. He's able to get this one to drop right in front of the left fielder, Cade Moline, and it's going to load up with the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, one of the best hits we've seen all game. Wendell able to drive that one into left center. Left field. Tough play out there for Moling, and just unable to come down with it. Diving attempt, but bases loaded here. Tough spot for DeJean.
And now Tanner Bundy will step up to bat. Bundy, a bigger guy. And of course, that comes with plenty of power as well. So again, you take a look back at what he's done so far, batting at .280 on the season. And with the bases juiced, a great opportunity for the Rebels to get back into this game.
A great time here for DeJean to work ahead. Now he can kind of take the count into his own hands here.
The 0-2, this one is going to be out into just past the concessions, out into the street that falls just behind Cadwell Park. So the count 0-2, and again, bases loaded for the Rebels. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th as they trail 3-0. The 0-2 is up, and the count now 1-2. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians, offering dependable pest control services for both residential and commercial properties. Their service extends throughout South Dakota and the upper Midwest. And this one, a strikeout number 3 for DeJean, and there is one away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Great pitch there, starting the breaking ball kind of right at the batter, bringing it back inside over the middle of the plate early on. Looked like he didn't really want to hit that inside pitch, and DeJean able to take advantage of it by making him think it was going to be inside and dropping it right into the middle of the strike zone.
Mason Kopech will now step up to bat, the left fielder for the Rebels. Certainly a big spot here for Akron with one away in the bottom of the fourth to get at least one run across. Certainly by no means out of it after it seemed like momentum swung quickly the way of the Owls in the top of the first. The Rebels since then have just stuck around and within striking distance. 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one is just outside, and the count is 2-1 in favor of Kopech, who is 0 for 1 here in the ball game. The 2-1, this one fouled off over towards the dugout area, by the way. We talked about the new press box here at Cadwell Park with an awning that is over it. We thought maybe everyone would just crowd underneath the awning to avoid the sun, but there is everybody everywhere here at Cadwell Park. The fans are spread out. Certainly plenty underneath the awning, but others receiving their vitamin D and getting that last bit of sunlight in here for the next couple of hours. And now the full count pitch. Nowhere to put him. DeJean is going to walk him, and one will come in. Mason Kopech, patient inside the batter's box, will accept the walk, and coming home will be Akron Rebels' first run as Christian Steckel easily steps on home plate for that first run.
Looks like Kopech's got a nice big rip in the shin there.
So now with bases still loaded, stepping up to bat now will be Luke Hughes, the second baseman for the Rebels. He shows bunt. This is a high pitch, and a nice job there by Landon Cleveland to make sure he stood in front of that. Spencer, as we know, it's a brick wall back behind on the shortstop, and that one could really, back behind the catcher, and could certainly bounce anywhere if it gets by the catcher.
Yeah, we've already seen a drop third strike, so it's no easy play if that ball gets by the catcher to make a play at home plate there.
And now it looks like trying to play some small ball. Luke Hughes showed bunt. 1-1 the count. Again, bases are loaded for the Rebels. Now trailing 3-1. This one's inside. DeJean has just kind of struggled now to find the strike zone up to 64 pitches through 3 1/3. The 2-1, this one slapped just past the infield, and here comes one. And on the RBI single, it will drive in 2 runners at the corners, and we are tied between the Akron Rebels and the Wessington Springs Owls.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there by Luke Hughes. Just kind of took that beltline fastball, poked it out into left field. Did a great job to drive in a couple of runs and tie up this ball game.
And now Eric Allard, the right fielder and a high school pickup player for the Rebels, will step up to bat with the runners on the corners and still just 1 out for Akron. And we see 3 runs in the top of the first, now 3 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. We expected this one to be a good opening game and have certainly been treated to that so far. And now showing bunt. This one, a good one, laid down by Allard, and then it can't be picked up by DeJean. Came off the mound and was going to underhand toss it to first to get the simple out, but could not put it in his grasp properly. And in the end, they're going to tag it with an error, but Allard on the error is aboard, and Mason Kopech is able to come across for now the leading run for the Akron Rebels.
Couldn't have asked for a better bunt there by Allard, the high schooler, showing up, playing some small ball, forcing DeJean to have to make a tough play moving right to left after throwing the pitch. Of course, it's tough to get over there as a pitcher. DeJean, obviously a bigger guy as well. Just a great job overall by Allard, beating it out to first base. Great bunt, great execution on the small ball. Akron deserves the lead here, and they have it.
So conversation on the mound is over with, and it's 4-3. The Akron Rebels now lead it over Wessington Springs Owls with runners on first and second after the error. So kind of looking on the scoreboard, Spencer, both teams have committed an error. Both teams have gotten 4 hits. The only difference we see is the Akron Rebels lead it by 1 here now in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, some of that comes from DeJean struggling to find the zone and walking some batters as well. And the other thing about that is when you are throwing so many balls, that it frees up these hitters to really attack your fastball when they know it's coming right in the middle of the zone.
This one finds the strike zone, 2-1 the count. By the way, if we didn't mention, the batter up to bat is Bryce Kopech, the first man in the lineup. As we see a lot more teams try to transition into that newer wave of baseball, putting the power hitters, if you will. It's usually the first 4 batters. 3-1, and this one is out into center field. Luke Hughes rounds third, and he hesitates, and in the end is going to be held up at third, but it loads up the bases with the single from Bryce Kopech. And you wonder how much longer now DeJean has to go, as he just has struggled here in the bottom of the 4th, is up to 71 pitches as well, which the pitch count is certainly now well too high for him.
Yeah, and especially kind of facing a tougher part of this Akron lineup. Not sure how much longer he's going to be able to hang on. Another great hitter here in Dan Smith, the best one on this Akron team. I don't know, bases loaded here, only 1 out. I think if Smith is able to drive one, might be the end of DeJean's afternoon.
The 0-1 with 1 out, and again, bases loaded. This one is low. And the count is 2-0. As I mentioned, the pitch count high for DeJean to be here in the bottom of the 4th, if you will, statistically wise. 3 1/3 is what he has pitched. And you talk about 73 pitches for him in the ballgame. You don't like to see it that high. This one out into right field. It's not going to have the distance, but in the end, as they say, it works nicely, as now there's a hesitation. The runners are going to tag up, move to third and second. Luke Hughes comes in for a run on the sac fly by Dan Smith, but we all were paying attention there to Eric Allard, who went from second to third. He took off halfway, hesitated, but was able to get in time.
Yeah, and it's kind of the little things that are killing this Wessington Springs team right now. That was a out they should have at third. I mean, they caught Allard essentially trying to go from second to third way too late. If that throw is on the bag, Allard's going to get tagged out. And then you go back earlier to the bunt that was mishandled by DeJean. A couple of outs, and this inning could be over.
So now the new batter up here will be Christian Steckel, the shortstop, who has yet to record an official at-bat here in the ball game. And we'll see the 2-0 put it out into center field, chasing after it, and this one will be caught for out number 3. But in the end, the Akron Rebels able to put up 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th and now lead it 5-3 as we head to the top of the 5th. That is coming up next here on Live Ticket TV.
Problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
The right nutrition, animal health, and record management is key to having a profitable cattle program. That's why you want to work with the people at Farmco, who will take the time to learn your operation and help you grow your business. We are your full-service agriculture provider of feed, seed, animal health, farm, and ranching equipment built on terrific service. Get to know Farmco, locally owned and serving you in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and east of Kimball at the Paragon. Visit us online at farmcosd.com. Farmco, feeding your future.
Agronomy Plus.
At Cadwell Park, the Akron Rebels have taken the lead as we move into the top of the 5th. They lead at 5-3 over Wessington Springs. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by CHS. If you're looking for a place where you can use your skills and expertise to make a difference, consider CHS. CHS is a proud supporter of all things Live Ticket TV. What a great sliding catch on the very first pitch to get things underway here in the top of the fifth. It's the second baseman showing off the great glove there, Luke Hughes, to get out number one. As again, we're quickly underway. It was Blake Larson who popped out over just beyond the first base.
Yeah, and after a pretty rough start for the Akron Rebels, it feels like they've kind of got the momentum right now. A couple of good plays on defense this inning, last inning, and then obviously a big inning at the plate, scoring 5 runs to take the lead by 2. They're putting something together here, middle of this ball game.
You go back to that play right there by Luke Hughes. In the first inning, that would fall in for a base hit.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just the way things were going.
I agree.
That was the luck of the Rebels. But this time, as you mentioned, the momentum has shifted, and it just seems like it's that one extra step that Luke is able to get the slide over there in time to put it in his glove to make an impressive out.
A little bit more pep in the step of these Akron Rebels.
So we see the line score there here in this ball game. 5-3, 5 hits for the Rebels, 4 hits for the Owls. Both teams have committed an error. It's the line score brought to you by Shields. The 1-2, this one is back all the way to the backstop. That's a little too high. Count 2-2. Don't have to worry about those ones.
Hey, he's just changing his eye level. That's all Kirkaby's after there. Job accomplished.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 2-2, and this one is outside.
That may have been the pitch he was trying to throw there.
I think so, and Tanner Bundy also gave his nod of approval that he liked what he was trying to do. Kirkaby hasn't been in the full count often here in the ball game. The 3-2, this one fouled off back into the netting once again. As mentioned earlier, great crowd here at Cadwell Park for day number 1 of the 2024 State Amateur Tournament. It's game number 1 of 2 that we'll have here for you this evening. And this one, the full count pitch popped up in the air. It's the third baseman, the high schooler, who will call off the pitcher, Kirkaby, and it's caught for out number 2 as Connor Wendell puts it into the leather.
Great job battling in that 3-2 count by Kirkaby, getting a little short pop fly. Akron keeps on rolling here.
Pitch upstairs, 1-0 the count. As the next batter up here for Wessington Springs is Kenobi, who is 1 of 2 so far here in the ball game. And Kenobi makes contact, but it will go just foul. Kenobi, as we mentioned, 1 of 2, does have an RBI and a run scored. Has struck out as well. In fact, almost everybody for the Owls has struck out against Kirkaby. 1-1 the count to Kenobi. This one is going to go foul. We talked about it with DeJean earlier. Let's get to Jared Kirby. 66 pitches is what he's thrown. Spent in the top of the fifth. It's not bad. 66 pitches isn't bad.
It's not bad. I mean, I think he's pitched a very good game so far. I mean, he kind of got hit a little bit in that first inning, but, I mean, another strikeout for him here. He's got a lot of those. I think he's rolling right now.
8 strikeouts here on the evening for Kirkaby, and that is out number 3. We move to the bottom of the 5th with the Rebels leading it by 2. We're back in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Rock Creek and Howard and Valley Station in Armour are your 100% locally owned team of agronomy experts. We offer Agronomy 365, which provides info in real time to make decisions that result in better, more profitable farming. We know you and your operation with service beyond compare. Get a jump on spring planning with Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek and Howard, and Valley Station in Armour. We are ag done right, the American way.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
C&B is proud to support our local farmers. Rooted in agriculture, we are committed to our customers. You can shop local with C&B, your John Deere dealer, providing you with new and used equipment, parts on hand, and service all year round. Our entire inventory is available to you online at DeereEquipment.com. C&B, proud to be your local John Deere dealer.
Cadwell Park, as we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading things off for the Rebels, it's the pickup player Nick Zabel in DH as he sees the 1-0, and this one out in time on a ground ball. Great job by Larson, the shortstop, to throw over Olinger. The Olinger stretch, if you will, at first to get out number 1.
Yeah, that is not an easy play by Olinger to stretch out, grab that ball. It's one thing to make the stretch, but to make the pick in the stretch where your eye level's all changed from what you're used to, that is a great backhand pick from him over at first.
So Zabel retired. First batter is now Connor Wendell will step up, and he's swing and a miss. For DeJean in this inning for Wessington Springs, after kind of falling apart there in the bottom of the 4th, just get comfortable, find the strike zone, get some quick outs just the way he just did.
That's all you can ask for. Just play fundamental baseball here.
Oh, camera decided to unfocus there for a moment. 1-1, and this one's going to be just foul. 1-2. That one is fair. That's certainly a stand-up double.
Awfully close.
Connor Wendell. As we did point out, Spencer, you and I did, there is a little bit of a hill over there in left field as well, just beyond the foul line. You don't really notice it, but if you're able to walk on the field out there and just kind of mingle around, you do notice those slight
couple little bumps out there on that left field line, but
rolling hills.
Nothing that should necessarily affect play.
Billy will take those with his golf game as long as it's rolling down one of them.
Sometimes.
1-2, the count with 1 out. And this one low at the toes. 2-2.
Most of the time, if it's rolling downhill, it's because I bladed a 60 degree and I'm asking for it to stop.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Rolling Hills Veterinary Hospital. It's a full-service animal treatment center and happy to help with your pet needs in Wessington Springs. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. The 3-2, this one, ground ball over to Larson, bobbles it for a moment, and it's no play over at first, and a runner is aboard.
Yeah, tough play at short there. It's a very slow roller, especially on grass, too. Those are a little bit tougher to handle. Can't always judge where the next hop's going to be. Got to be a tough play to make either way. Some speed on the way to first base for Wendell.
They do call it an error up here. Brock Greenfield, the official scorer of the state tournament, who you'll hear his wonderful voice coming up throughout the broadcast of the state tournament, helping us out with Live Ticket TV. Get to have him come up tomorrow. And this one, the first pitch is in for a base hit. Nice job by Tanner Bundy. A left-handed batter, it looked like going to get there in timeout in right field was Drew Olinger, but the wind just kind of carried it a little bit more towards that foul line and falls just fair for the stand-up single that advances Wendell over to third. So runners at the corners.
Yeah, it seemed like Olinger might have had a chance to get that if he broke as hard as he did at the end, at the beginning of his run, but he kind of hesitated a couple times running over there trying to read where that ball is going. I think that sun is shining kind of right into the eyes of those right fielders, so going to be a very tough play, and then you factor in the wind and the spin on it from a right-handed batter.
And now, again, very first pitch. This was popped up in the air. Oh, miscommunication. And this one is just going to fall in between Shimke and Butterfield in for a run.
Essentially a sac fly, in a way. It's kind of essentially what that comes out to, but another one in the Bermuda Triangle, as you called it, Heath.
Yep. It does eventually get counted as the single there. And then the out at second. And now, stealing for the first time this evening for either team will be Mason Kopech. It was fouled off by Luke Hughes. So again, it falls in. They were able to get the out at second, but eventually, as you mentioned, Spencer, sack fly, if you will.
Kind of goes, yeah.
6-3 now is the score. The Rebels have put up all 6 of their runs, 5 in the 4th, and now a run here in the bottom of the 5th. You talked about it earlier too, Spencer. Momentum just feels like it has completely, as they say, momentum is a cruel mistress. It can turn on a dime, and it certainly has here at Cadwell Park tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it feels like the way that Wessington Springs is playing the field is kind of how it felt when Akron was playing the field that first inning.
And this time, we're going to see a successful stolen base as Mason Kopech is able to steal second. Looked like he maybe didn't have quite the speed, but it wasn't a great throw by Landon Cleveland, as that one took 2 hops into second. So we now see Kopech staying on second with 2 outs, and they'll count 1 and 2, fouled off, and we'll do it again. No pitch count. If you follow high school Legion baseball, we know that we can get to a certain number in amateur baseball. That doesn't matter, but again, we like to pay attention to it just to see how tired the pitcher is getting. DeJean is up to 93 pitches in the bottom of the 5th. And this one doesn't matter. Finds his 4th strikeout of the inning. But again, the Rebels are able to tack on another run and now lead it 6-3. As we head to the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th is coming up in just a moment on Live Ticket TV. Live Ticket TV continues to grow and bring you more sports coverage than ever before. And now, Live Ticket TV is happy to announce their partnership into college athletics with Dakota Wesleyan University. That's right, Tiger Nation. Live Ticket TV and DWU have teamed up to bring you coverage of all home sporting activities for the Tigers. If you'd like to advertise during these sporting events, give Live Ticket TV a call. Dakota Wesleyan University Sports, now on Live Ticket TV.
BNS Services LLC.
It's the top of the 6th at Cadwell Park, game number 1 of the 2024 State Amateur Tournament. Game number 1 of 2 for this evening. Game number 2 features the Burke Bombers taking on Larchwood, Iowa, in a battle of South Dakota versus Iowa here this evening in game number 1, if you will. You can take a look there at the line score. We'll get back to that just in a moment, as it is Thomas Stang, the third baseman and pickup player, who sees the very first pitch, able to single it out into left field for the leadoff single.
Great job there by Stang, not trying to do too much with the fastball right over the middle of the plate. Just takes the high percentage shot, pokes it about 10 feet in the air, right over the head. Shortstop and third baseman drops into left field for a leadoff hit.
The Rebels, 3 runs on 5 hits and an error tonight. For the Rebels, 6 runs on 7 hits and an error as well here in the ball game. That is your official line score as we move into the top of the 6th inning. And again, for the Wessington Springs Owls, it's the pickup player, Stang, who's aboard at first base, as this one is fouled off. Kirkaby has been lights out for the Rebels. Again, a little bit of a tough start for him, but has since really settled down so far here in the ball game. Through 5 innings complete, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs. None of them earned, Spencer, and has struck out 8. The 1-1 popped up in the air. There is out at first, and then it will be miscommunication here. So out on the pop-up, and then a throw over to first, hit off a Stang, and it looked like, did it go into the dugout or just onto the ground and nobody went after it?
It was on the fence, and I think that Kirkaby's trying to argue that it might have hit the first base coach, resulting in a dead ball, I believe. Not entirely sure on the ruling there, but Kirkaby obviously very frustrated, but it hit Stang and traveled off to the dugout, just kind of sitting in front of the fence, not in any way like a extra base guaranteed.
So again, on the pop-up, the out there, then as you mentioned, just a throw to first, and it looked like it hit off of maybe somebody. And then Dan Smith, the first baseman, never ran after it, and eventually Jared Kirkaby went after it.
Dan Smith couldn't find it.
And Stang had no idea, the runner either, what was going on. And all of that, we see the very first pitch once again, and this one a simple single for Olinger for the Owls. So all of a sudden the Owls have runners on first and second off the soft single from Olinger.
I like this approach from Wessington Springs, not trying to do too much with the fastball from Kirkaby, just stay balanced in their swing posture and just poke it out into the outfield, get consistent singles, and move runners.
So now it will be Butterfield up to bat, the center fielder for the Owls. And again, runners on first and second. Owls by no means out of it. Still plenty of time, trailing by 3. They can grab momentum, and this is certainly a good spot to do so. And now a throw over to second and try to get to Stang. It bleeds out into center field, but Stang dove back into second, as we can see it back here on instant replay.
Would have been a pretty close pickoff, I think. I like that move, and I like the choice there by Kirkaby to throw back to Hughes.
And I like it by Kopech, the center fielder, as well, for the Rebels to make sure he stepped up and made the play there, so nothing did eventually happen from Stang, because sometimes you can see those guys get back up, and all of a sudden the ball's out in no man's land. You can take off to third easily. 0-1 the count. 1 out. And again, it's Butterfield, who is 0 for 2 here on the evening, up to bat. Let's pitch in for a ball, 1-1. Owls scored 3 runs in the top of the first, have not scored since. 5 runs in the bottom of the fourth, and a run in the bottom of the fifth. And now the 1-2 ground ball is going to be bobbled, and there's going to be no play at third, no play at second, and bases are loaded. As for the Rebels, just weren't able to cover the bags in time, and eventually an error will be called, but the Owls load up the bases.
Yeah, that's a tough play there by Wendell, moving to his left, kind of caught a short hop, but the only thing he could have done is instead of just trying to glove it with the forehand with no body there to back himself up, he didn't really get in front of it, could have gotten in front of it, at least knocked it down and maybe made a quick toss over to second base or even first to try and get it out there. Most of the times when that ball's bobbled, there's not really going to be a play anywhere, so kind of just a tough situation there for Akron overall.
And now Kirkaby is calling his own timeout, wants to talk with his own guys here at the moment. Spencer, this has that feel almost of going back to the first inning where things defensively, you don't want to say, again, nothing's an easy out, but it seemed like, okay, maybe more routine outs. You go back to that first, to drop third strike, you just throw to first, get the routine out. Nonetheless, we can recap it all, but it seems like it has that same momentum here in the top of the sixth as it did the top of the first.
Yeah, a complete switch, really, in momentum. I mean, I think that there's still a chance for Akron to come out of this with a lot of momentum still on their side. If they can get out of this jam with no runs given up, that'd be huge for them. I think they'd be fired up to get back up to the plate. But right now, I think you're exactly right. Very much a flip in momentum going back to kind of what the first inning felt like.
So bases loaded with 1 out, and now a foul ball. No, they say it just gets away from Bundy, and it will be Stang for Blankenton FM Bankers, the pickup player who's able to cross the plate for a run for the Wessington Springs Owls, and it's now 6-4 on the pass ball.
Yeah, and you hate that as well because now you advance the runners over, and there's no easy out at home or third on a short ground ball to the infield. Frees up the bases. You got to go to first here, so just opens up a lot more opportunities for the Wessington Springs Owls to score runs off of different types of hits.
And Cleveland did swipe at it. I thought maybe he made some contact. They say he didn't. And now a strikeout for Kirkaby, his 9th strikeout of the evening. So out number 2. But Wessington Springs scores a run. As now it'll be Cade Moling, who's 1 of 3, will step up to bat. First pitch, in for a ball just outside.
Kirkaby's been pretty reliant on that outside looping curveball with 2 strikes. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these Owls batters kind of cheat in on the box a little bit. There's another one right there. That's 2 in a row. kind of cheat in on the box a little bit with 2 strikes, maybe be able to get a barrel on that outside pitch.
Again, 5 2/3 complete from Kirkby. 9 strikeouts for him here in this state tournament. Now he's going to step off. He's faced 27 batters, has given up 7 hits, 4 runs. And again, Spencer, we'll go back to this. No earned runs here in the ball game. And now he's going to hit Moline here, Cade Moline. So bases loaded once again with Blake Larson, who we have seen him swing away.
Yeah, the no earned runs, I mean, he's put a couple on, but we've definitely seen some errors from this Akron team resulting in those non-earned runs. Bases loaded again here. Another chance to get out of this jam. I mean, they scored on a pass ball last time, but still haven't really given up an earned run, as you said it.
As again now Blake Larson will step up to bat, who is 2 of 3 here in the ball game. In fact, as I mentioned, 2 of 3, including a run, has not gotten an RBI, but has also been one of the few guys that has not struck out yet against Kirkby. We have seen him swing away and quickly and early into pitches. Now the count 1-1 after that foul ball. The bases are juiced. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one out. 2-1 the count. Feels like maybe Kirkby is losing a little bit of the zone as well.
We've seen it from both pitchers. The more this game goes on, the harder it gets to find the zone.
The 2-1, this one's going to be a ground ball, and no one covering first. In the end, it's dropped anyways. Now a throw over to third. Not going to be in time. In the end, another run scores on the error, and it's now 6-5. So again, Wessington Springs, 5 runs here in the game, none of them earned. And Wessington Springs now trails by 1.
Yeah, Akron Rebels can't really buy an out here. Tough on Kirkby because he's pitching a pretty good game. He's getting a lot of ground balls. It's just that the Rebels struggling to make plays across the infield here.
So runners now on first, second, and third, as stepping up to bat for Wessington Springs is Clay Olinger, the first baseman. And this one is outside, 2-0 the count.
Tougher part about the longer this inning goes on is every ground ball starts to get tougher and tougher for the Rebels to make a play on just because of the mental part of an inning like this. It feels like every ground ball that's hit to you is going to take a bad hop, and it gets harder and harder to make the routine plays.
As I mentioned earlier, momentum is a cruel mistress, and she has certainly turned once again, this time in favor of the Owls after it looked like the Rebels were building all the momentum coming into the top of the 6th. But now with 2 runs here in the inning, the Owls trail by 1, and Kirkby starting to, if you will, fall apart, starting to get tired.
91 pitches, and to have a lot of them come from this inning is the even harder part. Doing a lot of work here in this 6th inning and not really getting much help from his defense.
He walked a batter, and Spencer, I'll go back to something you said in just a moment, as Butterfield will come across for the run, courtesy of the walk, and we are now tied 6-6. Coming into this inning, Jared Kirkby was at 62 pitches. So yes, he has thrown 30 pitches here in the top of the 6th. Certainly tired, certainly exhausted, hasn't found the strike zone, a couple errors, but all of a sudden we're tied once again at 6 apiece.
The other thing, you're giving DeJean rest too in the other dugout, so he's probably going to come out fresh and fired up to pitch for the Owls. It's a tough spot for the Akron Rebels here. They got to get out of this inning quick.
As now Kenobi will step up to bat, who does have an RBI already in the ball game. The 0-1, and this one is out into left field on the ground ball. 1 scores, the slide, and not going to be in time. And the Owls get 2 runs on the single as we check it here once again on the instant replay. It's close at the plate, but called safe. And the single from Kenobi drives in 2, and the Wessington Springs Owls put up a crooked number here in the top of the 6th and now lead it 8-6, courtesy of 5 runs in the top of the 6th. And I have to imagine this will be the end of Kirkby.
Yeah, most likely. Just throwing too many pitches at this point. There's not a lot probably happening on his fastball. His off speeds are starting to get a little bit sloppy as well. But going back to that last play, I mean, great throw in from Mason Kopech in left field. I honestly thought it was going to be in time, but even better hustle there from the Owls to get in, get underneath the tag. The tag was laid kind of on the helmet, so he's probably never going to get an out call if it's tagged shoulder above. It's usually got to be on an arm or a hand, just the way umpires are taught. And I think he was safe for sure. Great. I mean, it's just a great hustle play from the Owls, but again, credit Kopech in left field for the effort.
So all of a sudden, 5 runs from the Wessington Springs Owls in the top of the 6th now has them back in the lead, 8-6, courtesy of 7 hits in the ball game, but also 4 errors committed by the Rebels here in the ball game. Kirkby does stay out there as well, so it was a quick conversation. So going back to Kirkby, 8 runs. Officially, none of them earned in the ball game.
And we kind of figured it might be only a matter of time before the Owls were able to jump on Kirkby. It seemed like a lot of his success was coming simply because the Owls were not expecting the slower off speeds, the slower fastball, and they were way ahead of it. But now they're sitting back in the box. They're being very patient on the fastball, and they're just driving it all over the diamond.
And now on the pass ball, Olinger is able to score. Kenobi moves over to third. And the Wessington Springs Owls lead it 9-6 in the top of the 6th. This pitch outside. 3-1 the count. And you would love to get Kirkby out of this inning. He's right there too, 2 outs. And it just seems like Wessington Springs continues to pile it on here. The 3-1 popped up in the air. It's going to go foul. And it will have some fans. One of them reaches out and makes the impressive catch with his baseball cap.
What a catch.
You know, give it to a little kid there in the end. Took off his baseball cap and caught it with the hat there.
This is also marking a full 9 bat around of the order here with Stang up to bat. So it's been a long inning for Kirkby.
And now, as you say that, the inning is finally over. I think Kirkby might thank you for that.
He can breathe.
But in the end, it's a tough inning for the Rebels. As for Wessington Springs, they put up 6 in the top of the 6th and now lead it 9-6, heading to the bottom of the 6th. That is on the way next on Live Ticket TV.
Is your locally owned repair service center. We specialize in full-service automotive, semi-trailer and small engine repair, along with tire services. Repair services range from a simple oil change to sharpening mower blades to a more complicated electrical diagnosis. Located at 38058 South Coda Highway 34, look for us on the hill heading west out of town. Phone Cody Barber 605-350-4293 and Arian Schooler 605-770-9398. B&S Services LLC is a proud sponsor of Wessington Springs Spartans Athletics.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
You are at Cadwell Park here on this beautiful Wednesday evening for the first night of the 2024 State Amateur Baseball Tournament, along with Cole Larch, who is our producer, Jody Brozick, our cameraman, Spencer Bewley, our color man. I'm Heath Nimke with the production truck. Okay, down to the production truck. Down to the truck. Okay. I'll pretend I can't see you then, all right? I'll just close my eyes and I can't see you. There you are. You disappeared. I wish I could do that to you, too. 1-0 the count as we're back underway here in the bottom of the 6th. It is Allard to lead things off. Thank you. Appreciate that. Getting the starting lineups here for the next game. Again, game number 2 comes up. Another matchup between Iowa in South Dakota, if you will. The Burke Bombers taking on the Larchwood Diamonds. A 1-1. This one is going to be inside. By the way, we've also talked about these pitchers kind of losing it. DeJean is still out there. DeJean is still out there. 97 pitches that he has thrown here in the ball game, and now foul, and the count is 2-2.
With the momentum on their side, they may try and take DeJean as far as he can go. See if these Akron hitters can bounce back mentally and put together some good at-bats here to try and keep forcing up DeJean's pitch count.
The 2-2. This one's up. And the count is 3-2. And by the way, while we have that look as well, Spencer, we don't see anybody warming up for Wessington Springs. So we can take a look into the bullpen over on either side from our vantage point up in the broadcast booth. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. This one fouled off. And it is a broken bat as Jody Brozick points that one out. So we're going to need a new bat here.
Right off the end. That's a good spot to break it. Holler tried to go ahead and snap it, I think, outside the box, but we'll get him a new one that looks awfully similar. Wonder if it's the same style of bat. Do you think that some of them got 2 bats on deck?
Well I don't know. No.
You wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so. But you have to be very partial to your bat. I mean, you have it for a reason. And on the 3-2, this one fouled off. He did.
Broke it again?
Broke it again. Back-to-back bats here that Eric Allard has broken. And now we're saying, hey, all right, my guy, calm down. We only have so many bats here. And now nobody is giving him a bat because they're like, I'm not going to let you break my bat.
Doesn't seem thrilled with the size and weight of this bat, maybe. Kind of checked both ends and shook his head a little bit. But both of them, I mean, they're pretty far outside pitches, kind of just throwing the bat at it. You absolutely run that risk of breaking it off the end for sure.
I did enjoy how everyone in the Rebels dugout, no one's like, you can use my bat. I just saw you break 2. And then throws this one on ball 4 in the walk.
I was going to say, I was waiting for him to set that one down very gently outside the batter's box.
So, Spencer, you break your bat, and now you use your friend's bat. And I don't know if there's a lot of friends here. You are in the high school teams who have to play with these guys, so use someone's bat, if you will. And you break that. Do you owe that person a bat?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you got to at least offer, you know. It's a tough thing. It's obviously an accident, but you got to offer. You got to offer at bare minimum.
Now, it could certainly be just a spare bat they had. But if it was, I'd be that guy. Like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Use my bat. And then you see first pitch and break it. Okay, I guess I won't be using my bat anymore tonight.
Sharing wood bats is a lot different.
The 0-1. Here's we restart to the top of the lineup. Sorry about that. Bryce Kopech is up. Bryce is 1 of 3 here in the ballgame. Again, runner aboard. And now, Allard is going to take off, but has to go all the way back. As the ball was fouled off, and the count is 0-2. So a few more balls starting to go foul. And we see maybe those first few innings. The 0-2, the count. Again, nobody out. 9-6, Wessington Springs leads over the Akron Rebels. DeJean up to 104 pitches here in the ballgame. The 1-2 pitch, and this one's low, and taking off is Eric, and he's going to be in there plenty of times. The second time now we have seen the Akron Rebels successfully steal a base, and neither pitch has, either throw over to second has been convincing from Landon Cleveland. both have hopped into the real grass here at Cadwell Park. And now the 2-2 popped up in the air over the third base, and it will be Stang who will be able to catch it for out number 1. Now the pop-up that time from number 24, Bryce Kopak.
Stang continuing to play a great game over there at third. Clean card so far. That's a big out, especially with a guy on second. You hate to give up a ground ball or some sort of hit that advances the runner to third, so now you can give up that hit or ground ball that's an out but still advances the runner and have 2 outs, so not necessarily guaranteed scoring position there.
Dan Smith now steps up to bat. Dan in the ball game is officially 0 for 2. Game on the way, DeJean, 5 1/3 complete, has given up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, walked 4, and struck out 4 here this evening.
Surprised we haven't seen more action from Smith. I expect him to get on pretty soon here in this game.
The 0-1, well, in that case, he's going to need something lucky to go his way as the pop-up is out into center field. Eric with his speed is going to tag up. It's a good throw over to third, just not on line. And the tag up works to advance the runner over to third with now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, great effort there on the throw, but probably not going to get Allard stealing. He's got some wheels, and that one obviously to the right side of the field. He's going to tag up no matter what on that hit.
Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20, and 21st, 2025 for the 76th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. I want to thank all of our sponsors helping us out here throughout the state amateur tournament. And this one is going to be popped up in foul territory by Christian Steckel for out number 3. So the Rebels able to get a runner aboard, but score nothing and trail 9-6 as we head to the top of the 7th. That is on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
Dynamite contractor. Your younger brother Gary is a slightly less dynamite contractor, but together you make Mom proud. Look at you two, and look at your crew. Brenda, the calculator Cutler, Bill, the drill Robinson, and then there's the new guy. New guy struggles with stairs, and that'll cost you. Lucky for you, you have IMT Business Insurance. Learn more at imtins.com. Be worry-free with IMT.
Advanced Sunflower is your locally owned and operated sunflower processing company that buys all types of sunflowers for the edible and bird food industries. They market sunflowers domestically and internationally, so they have a wide range of options to get you the best price for your sunflowers. Most advanced sunflower contracts have an Act of God clause, so you don't have to worry if Mother Nature takes a toll on your crop. Give Jared or Danny a call to get you the most profit out of your sunflowers.
Back at Cadwell Park as we move to the top of the 7th inning, Wessington Springs Owls lead it 9-6 over the Akron Rebels. Good to be along here in the production truck. Cole Larsh brings up our line score for this evening. As you see, the Owls score 6 runs in the top of the 6th to host a 3-run lead, including 9 runs and 7 hits, 2 errors. For the Rebels, get 5 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, but trail by 3. 6 runs on 7 hits, 4 errors. As we're also seeing a fast arm out there, if you will, as it will be number 22, Michael Schwancut, the new pitcher for the Akron Rebels. So again, number 22, Michael Schwancut, who comes in as the new pitcher, as we all make that adjustment here in our book, on our piece of paper. As Spencer Bewley sees, it is in no mathematical order. That is absolutely all over the card. Sorry, sorry, Spencer.
No doubt. That's fine. Works for me. It's your show. I'm just here.
I never said I had neat handwriting. I never said I put things in the right spot. So again, Schwancut, the new pitcher, as we are underway. We're about to get underway here in the top of the 7th. And that being said, as we will also see some other changes, including, I don't believe that is Just a sec here as the first pitch comes in. A little off on myself. As we are seeing a new batter. Yep, so Brock Greenfield had it correct. Everyone announced it wrong up here. We see the new batter up for the Wessington Springs Owls, and that is Dalton Mock, who is now up to bat for Wessington Springs. As he sees the 0-1 is going to foul. 3 guys give chase, no one able to get to it in time. So again, Mock, the new batter for Wessington Springs up here to begin the top of the 7th inning. Again, don't forget, game number 2 with Spencer Bewley comes up after the conclusion of this one, or half hour after this one, I should say. It's another matchup of South Dakota versus Iowa. It's the Burke Bombers take on the Larchwood Diamonds. So, take a look at the crowd here. Great crowd this evening on hand for Cadwell Park. These are just the fans underneath the awning. And there's plenty more spread all across the diamond at Cadwell Park. The only thing Cadwell Park, Spencer, doesn't have is seating in the outfield. That'd be the only thing you kind of miss here. And I know if there was seating out there, we'd certainly see fans out there as well. As Mock fouls this one down the third base line, and we'll redo it. 0-2.
I always like to see the seats in the outfield. Kind of gives it more of a full-scale ballpark feel. Doesn't have to be a ton, just enough to be able to be at bat, see some fans in the background. But
if you've ever been to Cadwell Park, you asked the question. Too many streets, too close. You certainly couldn't go over to the right. There is a street, and even as you run behind the broadcast booth here, a street right there as well. This one swing and a miss, and there is one away for the new pitcher, Michael Schwancutt. Combined 10 strikeouts in the ballgame for the Akron Rebels. As now stepping up to bat will be number 34, Drew Olinger.
Really been great pitching so far for Akron. Just a lot of errors. I mean, a couple walks that have hurt them, but you mentioned 10 strikeouts through 6 innings. It's a pretty good number to start off this amateur baseball tournament for the Rebels.
I would also say, if I told you your team would have 10 strikeouts here in the state tournament, I would also say, take that. Probably one thing my team has given up, I shouldn't even say given up 9 runs. There is 9 runs on the board. Not a single one of those runs is earned.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you look back at this game, whether you win or you lose, and it's just, it hurts. It's a game that you should have had a better grip on. I mean, there's still plenty of game left here. It's only a 3-run deficit. We've seen the momentum swing a bunch so far, but it's still tough for Akron to look back at kind of these last 6 innings and just, where did we go wrong in the field?
And that's what you can say, too. It's a team loss. I mean, if the way
Truly.
It goes out that way, it's a team loss. You can't, point at one person and say, man, you missed that one play that cost you the game. Nah, I think everybody's out here has missed some type of play so far tonight. You can even say that about both teams at points in this ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and this pitch is up. The count is now full. Again, Michael Schwancutt is the new pitcher out there for the Akron Rebels, entered in here in the top of the 7th. Drew Olinger, 2 for 3 here in the ball game. So he's currently up to bat, including 2 RBIs here. Now this pitch runs in and will hit him. So a runner aboard for Wessington Springs. Shop Elfstrad's Ace Hardware in Mitchell for grills, hardware, home improvement, lawn and garden, and tools. Buy online and pick up today. Just beyond the distance is Elfstrad's Ace Hardware here at Cadwell Park. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Blarney's, family-friendly sports bar and grill with 38 draft beers and an array of food choices ranging from their famous stone-fired pizza to the best burgers in the area. Stop out at Blarney's in Mitchell for your pre- and post-game destination for state amateur baseball. I know Spencer Bewley will be making his way out there later on this evening.
Will I?
You'll be getting a little hungry. You probably need some food in you.
Getting a little hungry for sure. I got my bag full of snacks out here. Nothing's changed from Legion Baseball to here.
Now, there's an interesting note about Spencer Bewley. When it comes to baseball, he usually has about 5 snacks with him. He has yet to bust out a snack.
Pretzels pregame.
You did have pretzels pregame. Well, there is a grocery store, Cole, He can.
Hopefully I don't have to visit a grocery store within 4 days. But, no, sir, I mean, I ate lunch at 1 o'clock before heading down here. You know, it's well past dinner time, Heath. I'm a grown boy.
And when you're with Darcy Larsh, or Dale and Darcy Larsh, they're going to certainly keep you fed over at Larsh Farms as well. You might add a few pounds, which you need. 1-2. And this one inside, 2-2 the count. I don't know how much more you can add, though, in weight. You got to be pretty light to jump over.
I was going to say, every pound you got to carry over that bar.
That's Spencer Bewley, collegiate athlete for the University of South Dakota, has to jump over a bar.
With another bar.
With another bar. That is right, that he has impaled himself at least once. Ground ball right back to Michael Schwancut. Picks it up off the mound dirt and throw over to first in time for 2 away. Spencer, something else that you've gotten to see throughout the state of South Dakota, you got to see Drake Field as well. Turf, it seems like turf is now everywhere.
Right.
How much do you like that Cadwell Park still has the traditional baseball field? It's just dirt and grass.
I love it. I mean, I love the look of it. I think if I'm playing infield, I might honestly prefer turf just a little bit more because you can judge the bounces more consistently. It's certainly a difference, and if you don't have a turf field as your home, practice field, game field, it's certainly an adjustment to make. But I love the look of grass, Prentice Park in Vermilion, where we're home to call games there. I love the look of that. It's all grass. It's a beautiful look.
1-0 the count. And now a ground ball over to short. Christian gloves it and just tried to power that one over to first. Just threw that so hard.
That was about all he could do. I mean, it was a great play in the 5-6 hole there, but very, very tough out to make unless your last name is Jeter. But gave it his best effort. I like seeing the kind of low running throw. Usually that's a lot more efficient than trying to throw a big high rainbow over there from the 5-6 hole. So about all he could do there.
They do give Cleveland the hit, so he's now on first. Advances Drew Olinger from second to third. So runners at the corners here with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th for the Wessington Springs Owls. Again, want to say a huge thank you to all of our Wessington Springs Owls sponsors as well for helping out throughout the state tournament, including Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic, Amcoda Farm and Home Center, along with B&B Services, LLC. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors as well for helping us put on this state amateur tournament. By the way, when you purchase your pass to watch these games, all that money goes back to the South Dakota Baseball Association. Helps offset costs to host the state tournament here at Cadwell Park. So know that every time you purchase your pass to watch these games, it goes directly back to the South Dakota Baseball Association. The 3-0 in for a called strike, the traditional called strike, if you will. Always find the strike zone, sometimes even if it's not in a strike zone.
Rare. Umpire's choice.
Yeah, rare that you see a ball 4 ever called. Fouled off now, and all of a sudden, Michael Swancut is back into it with 3-2 the count and 2 outs and runners on first and third. Sets and fires, and this one gets just past the glove of Swancut, and they're going to try the simple tag at second. Safe at second, error called, and a run scores. Wow, what a sequence of events as Cade Molling's ground ball went over to Luke Hughes. He just tried the tag Molling at second there to get the easy out. Couldn't do so, and eventually an error is called, and it scores a run. And Wessington Springs now leads it 10-6 over the Akron Rebels.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of athletes today struggle fielding the short hop on this field. I wonder if some of them might be used to turf, honestly. Turf makes those short hops a little bit easier to judge because you always know consistently where it's going to go, but haven't seen a lot of plays made off the forehand on the short hop, and almost got him on the second effort tag at second, as you mentioned, but not able to be there in time.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Another run scored for the Wessington Springs Owls as this one has popped up. Foul territory, given a hard hustle, almost there, and took a huge bounce off the fence, Dan Smith did, as he wasn't quite able to put that into the glove. But again, foul ball, 1-2 the count. As the teams await the Burke Bombers taking on the Larchwood Diamonds. We do at least know the Diamonds are here as we have received their starting lineup quite some time ago. Not seen anything from Burke, but I believe they are here. And now we're getting a pause, as I mentioned, and not seen on camera. Dan Smith did take a hard run into that fence, and that fence comes right up to the midsection of your stomach. So give yourself a 10-mile-an-hour run into a fence. It's not going to feel good.
No, probably knocked the wind out of him, too. I'm not surprised at all that he took that moment to take a breather there.
So Larson, who is 2 of 4 in the ball game, now steps up, and this one is going to be a ground ball over the shortstop. Christian goes right to second on the fielder's choice. They got him. Can't believe it is Mullen. He thought he was safe. Let's take a look back here at second base.
Yeah, this may be another missed call.
And it looks like he might have been safe, but out is called to end the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 7th with the Wessington Springs leading it over the Akron Rebels 10-6. We're back in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
A credit card that fits your lifestyle and saves you money. Why would you settle for anything less? A Dakota Land Federal Credit Union Visa will earn travel rewards, 1% cash back, and 9.90% annual percentage rate, the right rate. And all the right features puts you right where you want to be. Stop by any convenient branch location or check us out online at DakotaLandFCU.com. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Burke Livestock Auction is a family-owned livestock marketing center in Burke, South Dakota. We are located in south central part of the state. Cattle sales are held weekly on Saturdays, with approximately 65,000 of south central South Dakota and north central Nebraska's finest feeder and breeding cattle marketed annually. Mark your calendar for our September 21st fall calf and yearling sale. Sale starts at 9:30 with lunch to start at 11. Burke Livestock is a proud supporter of state amateur baseball.
Back at Cadwell Park as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. As the Wessington Springs Owls able to add another run in the top of the 7th, now lead it 10-6 over the Akron Rebels, including 10 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors in the ball game. So out number 1 as now stepping up to bat on the ground out there as Larson was able to get the good Lord. Joe Van Gore handed me a note there. By the way, we see Parker DeJean still up to bat. As I'm trying to handle the cord here. There we go. 1-0 the count as Connor Wendell is up to bat. Connor is 1 of 3 here in the ball game. With 1 ball, 1 strike. This one away, 2-1 the count. Spencer, impressive to see DeJean still out there with 116 pitches he has thrown here in the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that inning of rest kind of helped him.
As we say that, we see a fly ball that goes out into right field and will fall. I believe they're going to tag this one for an error as we see it back on the instant replay. Yep. Should be Olinger should catch that one for out number 2. Drops it. So an error called. And now a combined 8 errors in the ball game.
Yeah, and going back to what I was saying with DeJean, I think that inning where they were able to put up 6 runs on offense really helped them kind of rest and reset. But, yeah, I mean, right now it seems like a lot of fielders out there struggling a little bit, losing focus as we get into this later third of the game.
And now stolen base over to second as Connor is able to get to second just in time. So Wendell now on second base with 1 out. And the 1-0 hit out into right field as we see it. And it just goes foul. As Tanner Bundy is up to bat, he is 1 of 3 here in the ball game. Tanner also the catcher. As mentioned, 1 of 3. We take a look at his official numbers here. Does have just that 1 hit, no runs and no RBIs for him in the ball game. And now this pitch is in, it's going to hit him and puts runners on first and second. DeJean is saying, hey, he kind of leaned into that to take the hit by pitch. He's explaining himself. And now there is going to be a conversation on the mound. And again, nobody warming up over in the bullpen. Nothing like that is happening, but it's going to be the end for DeJean. Parker DeJean will throw 121 pitches, and he is done. For him, his quick notes in the ball game, 6 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, walked 4, and struck out 4. And he is still responsible for 1 more earned run here in the ball game. We'll see if that happens. We're going to step aside. We're back with the new pitcher here in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV. When it comes to sports bars, the Sports Center in Larchwood, Iowa has put themselves above the rest. They open bright and early, 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends, so you can start your day off right with them. And speaking of starting your day off right, they have daily food specials that will have your taste buds jumping for joy. The best flatbread pizza in the area, top-notch burgers, and don't worry, they have the best salads as well. The Sports Center in Larchwood. If you haven't tried it yet, put it down as your next destination.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
What started out to be a small community celebration has grown into an attraction that draws literally thousands of people each year. Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2025 for the 75th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is sponsored by the Tabor Chamber of Commerce and proudly supports the Tabor Bluebirds and Bonhomme High School athletics.
Sun Gold Sports is proud to call Mitchell and Huron home. With over 50 years of experience, we are here for all of your printing needs. Whether it's for your business, school, or personal, we are your one-stop custom shop. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, banners, trophies, awards, and so much more. Give Steph a call at 605-770-6829. Sun Gold Sports of Huron and Mitchell. We print t-shirts.
Butterfield will come in to pitch here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Tariq Butterfield will move from center to pitching mound for the Wessington Springs Owls as he will take over pitching duties. And the first pitch is going to be seen by the batter, and it's out into center field for the new center fielder as well, Moling, and now stealing over third, and it's going to be in time. So Connor Wendell tagged up at second and slid into third in time. Let's take a look.
Looks like Stang may not have been able to get over there in time. Another bang-bang play, but
By the way, it was Mason Kopech who flew out to center there for out number 2 on the very first pitch. As I mentioned, it is a new center fielder mulling out in center field as Butterfield takes the pitching mound, and also Yost is now the new left fielder for the Wessington Springs Owls. Those are the defensive changes made during the break. As now will be Luke Hughes, who is 1 of 3 in the ball game, will step up to bat. Swing and a miss. The count is 0-2. The easy steal this time by the courtesy runner, number 11. I apologize, that's Dylan Kirkeby, the courtesy runner who just stole from first to second. Missed him checking into the game. Now the pitch up, 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th, it's 10-6. And this one can't quite frame it up. It's just out. Again, DeJean threw 121 pitches. I'll give you a stat that might surprise you here in just a moment, Spencer Bewley. The 2-2, and this one outside for ball 3. The count now full. DeJean, 121 pitches throwing, only 68 in the strike zone. You like to see that much higher.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why he's throwing 120-plus pitches only through, 6 and a third, right?
Yep.
Struggling to find the strike zone generally results in a lot of pitches being thrown, and you saw it there with Parker DeJean, and kind of just the pitching in general struggling here. Seeing a lot of runners on inning after inning late in this ball game.
By the way, Butterfield comes in to relief. He has thrown 28 pitches so far this season. In fact, he has played in 6 games, only starting 2 games. He is recorded with a 3-1 record and also a save. And now this one, as Eric Allard will see the first pitch and single this one out into left field and will bring a run in. So 10-7.
Akron starting to chip away again. Still plenty of ball game left. They need a lot more hits like that, especially a little 2-out rally here to boost them up would help a lot, of course.
And again, looking at Butterfield's numbers pitching-wise, 25 strikeouts, a 2.25 ERA, and a whip under 1 that Spencer Bewley likes to see. But we just saw him give up a single and has gotten 1 out so far through a third complete for him. And almost like Parker, Butterfield struggling to find the strike zone. 1-0 the count to Bryce Kopech, who is up to bat for the Rebels. Bases are loaded. Again, Rebels trail by 3, certainly are not out of it. In fact, a grand slam by Bryce Kopech completely changes this game again.
Butterfield not been too happy with the zone so far. Definitely showing it on the mound.
This one in for a strike.
You certainly don't make the umpire want to give you calls with some body language like that, but obviously it was close, and he definitely had some support from his fans wanting it a strike as well.
The 2-1 ground ball right over the third and on the fielder's choice. We'll just simply tag third for out number 3. The Rebels add a run in the bottom of the 7th and trail by 3 as we head to the 8th inning. Again, 10-7, Wessington Springs Owls over the Akron Rebels. We're back in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is located in Platte. Since 1980, David has worked with his father, family, and hired men to provide bulls with the best health, management, selection, and genetics to produce a quality product to meet the customer's needs. Mark your calendar for their annual bull sale on the second Saturday of April. Check out their website at pvfcharolais.com or give David Mason a call for more information. Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is a proud supporter of all Black Panther school activities. Remember, U.S. beef, it's what's for dinner. At Cadwell Park for the 92nd annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament on Live Ticket TV. As Live Ticket TV continues their exclusive streaming coverage of the State Amateur Tournament, it's great to have you along for another year as we're just underway for day one, game one. I shouldn't say maybe underway for game one. We've been underway for quite some time. First pitch came in at 5:37 here on this Wednesday evening, just past 2 hours old. It's a 10-7 ball game. We have seen both teams at one point lead in this game. As we get the top of the 8th underway, very first pitch is going to be lined out straight to center, and there is one away. Again, we see the new pitcher of Michael Schwancut has now completed an official inning here in this ball game. As we now see the new left fielder, Camden Yost, will step up to bat. And again, that was Olinger, who was 0 for 3, who just who just lined out to center field. 1-0 to Yost. This one, ground ball over to first. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. And it's going quickly here for the Rebels in Michael Schwancut here in the top of the 8th.
Quite a change of pace for what we've had the last couple of innings.
I'll say for Spencer, I was just going to say.
I feel like the 6th, well, I guess kind of the 6th and 7th inning felt like they were taking about as long as the first 4 almost, other than the bottom of the 4th there. Had a lot of action with the bats. It was a complete flip from a lot of innings in a row like this, where it was just bang, 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 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. You had, looks like, about 4 half innings of complete, pretty much 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, I mean, the scoring, that's what it's been, too. It's coming in just bulks in an inning. It's not spread out for either team. And now the 0-1 popped up in the air, and that one takes 1, 2, 3 in order for the Owls. As we move to the bottom of the 8th, Rebels trying to make a comeback. They're down to their last 6 outs. We'll see if they can do it. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Located in the heart of Mitchell, Blarney's is your one stop for mouth-watering food, refreshing drinks, and your latest sports action. Fans, it's state amateur baseball time, and Blarney's is your pre- and post-game destination. Whether you're finishing up the early game and need a spot to eat for lunch, or celebrating a late-night victory, stop in at Blarney's and keep the party going with cold, refreshing drinks. Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill, a proud supporter of the state amateur baseball tournament.
From your innovative attachment solutions provider for over 40 years, MDS Manufacturing. One of a kind, revolutionary, game-changing. MDS doesn't make the loader, MDS makes the loader better.
As the weather warms up at Cadwell Park, as we're in the bottom of the 8th inning, just saw the Wessington Springs Owls go 1, 2, 3 in order. Taking some more warm-up pitches here for the Owls. As Butterfield has completed 2/3 inning so far. Didn't give up a hit and didn't walk 1. So in total pitching-wise, if you look at the Wessington Springs Owls, gives up 8 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, walking 5, and striking out 4 this evening. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. They are a full-service financial institution taking pride in serving its members. They offer savings accounts, checking accounts, credit cards, and advantage ATM and debit cards. Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, all across the state of South Dakota. Underway as we get the, again, bottom of the 8th started. leading things off is Dan Smith, the first baseman. Spencer Bewley has pointed out several times the power hitter, if you will, has yet to get an official hit in the ball game. He is 0 of 3 so far today. This is also the strength of their lineup the Rebels at right now, as it be 2, 3, 4 in the order. So you would love to really see them. You don't need 3, but at least get a run to make it manageable in the bottom of the 9th. That's what you want to see if you're a Rebels fan. If you're an Owls fan, you're thinking the opposite. 1, 2, 3 in order would be perfect. And Smith is going to put this one out into right field, and it's going to go just foul. Right field corner is 340. It was also trekking towards a live ticket TV camera. Jody's heart stopped for a moment, but goes foul. You say a money shot now until you're writing a check for $3,000 to buy yourself a new camera. Money shot. Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith will do it again, and this one goes over the new awning here at the Dan Miller press box. Spencer Bewley has been given another task.
Writing lineups.
I can tell you're confused by numbers, aren't you?
Well, I'm not. I don't think I'm confused by numbers, but I want to make sure because we only have one sheet and it's pen and not pencil.
And you've already messed it up.
And I've already messed up a name, so.
Center field. Shortstop. Right field. First base. Second base. You got the DH spot right.
Yeah, that one was pretty easy. That's third base.
Third base. Catcher.
There was just a couple that I needed to make sure.
Left fielder. One is pitcher, by the way.
I figured that much.
Ball that comes inside and hits Smith, so he'll get aboard with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th.
I can look at the field and tell you, but it's just that if I happen to be wrong, then that's not good.
So, a runner aboard for the Akron Rebels in the bottom of the 8th inning. As now Steckel will step up to bat. As I mentioned it earlier, the Rebels not out of it by any means. In a good spot to get the leadoff batter aboard, even if it's not through a run, you take care of the job. Butterfield has now thrown 20 pitches. Less than half have been in the strike zone. This one is going to be a ground ball to left field, bobbled out in left field before Yost finally picks it up. But the single will put runners on first and second, nobody out. And now we'll see the pickup player, Nick Zabel, the DH, step up to bat. So as I mentioned, the heart of the lineup, 2, 3, 4 up to bat. And we've seen 2 and 3 get aboard with nobody out.
I think you were mentioning at the beginning of the inning, Heath, talking about not necessarily needing to do too much at the plate here, but just get a run or two on the board. And I think they're doing a good job right now, the Akron Rebels are, of not trying to do too much at the plate. Just poke balls through into gaps and see what happens.
How about this one for a gap shot into right center field? Now a late move by Dan Smith. It will result in just a single and load up the bases. Smith was playing it safe just in case it was caught. But in the end, it drops in for the single as Drew Olinger, the right fielder, was not able to get to it in time. And now, are we going to see the end of Butterfield? We will. A pitching change is being made, so we're going to step aside. Bases are loaded. Here in the bottom of the 8th, nobody out. The Akron Rebels are in striking distance to make this one close and less than 3 runs. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Does our time outside. If you've been putting off your next home project, then Elite Renovations in Platte and Mitchell is ready to help. If you're looking to upgrade or update your roof, siding, windows, doors, and decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, flooring, cabinets, tile, or drywall, they got the crews. Book a free consultation to discuss your options. Visit their website at elitereno-sd.com to get started with your summer project.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly, family-owned business. We carry hot stuff, pizza, sandwiches, and more. Before you take a trip, or if you're just out and about, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline from E30 to E85. Use your Dino app for extra savings and your Pump and Save card for free stuff. Don't forget to visit the automatic car wash for that spotless shine. One Stop in Redfield is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Hey farmers, don't...
Mason Shelsky will come on to pitch, as he is the new pitcher for the Wessington Springs Owls. Shelsky, as they would say, is the closer. He does have a record of 3-2 overall, and if you will, Mason is the second pitcher. He's, I mean, we talked about Parker, who got the start. Shelsky has pitched 40 1/3 innings, playing in 9 games, starting 5, facing 189 batters, has thrown 700 pitches on the season. As I mentioned, 3-2 overall, including 2 saves, has given up 39 hits, walked 20, but more specifically, we look at 51 struck out for him during the season, has a 2 ERA and a 1.4 whip. So Shelsky, trying to get it done for Wessington Springs, comes in a very tough situation with the bases loaded. Now, Mason is not responsible for these runners aboard. And now the ground ball, Stang grabs it and throws simply to home. So Shelsky will get it done. There's one away.
They're going to call it a foul ball here, Heath.
Okay.
Say it hit the plate.
Say it. Show the instant replay. I missed it there when I was looking over the screen. Hit his foot. Okay.
Hit his foot.
0-2. And this one popped up in the air, in play, and it will go straight to the first baseman. So there we go. It took one extra pitch, but in the end, Shelsky is able to get Connor Wendell to pop out to first, and there is one away. And that now makes it a lot more manageable for the Owls, as the double play is in play to end the inning. As now Tanner Bundy, the catcher, will step up to bat.
Hurts my baseball pride.
This one fouled off the edge of the bat. 10-7, 1 out, bases loaded, bottom of the 8th for the Akron Rebels. This is now the 3rd pitcher that we have seen in the ball game for Wessington Springs. The 0-1 kicks and fires, and this one a ground ball. Glove, throw to second, throw to first is not going to be in time. No, it is! It's in time! Let's check the instant replay. It's out no matter what. The great
really
flip to second here. The throw to first is in
so
time
close
for the double play. And Shelsky, how about this, comes on with bases loaded, nobody out, and is able to get the out and then turn the double play defensively for his team. And Wessington Springs don't surrender a run in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. It's insurance time for the Owls. That's on the way next on Live Ticket TV.
The time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at New Gen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, New Gen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's N-U-G-E-N Marion.com.
A better you starts closer to home. With with people who understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Top of the ninth inning as Wessington Springs will step up to bat, leading it by 3. It's insurance time for the Owls. See if they just can't add a few more runs. Back here at Cadwell Park as Michael Schwancutt is still out there to pitch. Let's take a look at this line score. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. It has just been innings of bunches for both these teams. We saw the Owls put up 3 there in the first before the Rebels answered back at one point, took a 6-3 lead before the Owls came back and had 6 runs in the top of the 6th. So again, for Wessington Springs, 10 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors. For the Rebels, 7 runs on 10 hits and 5 errors in the ball game. Mock will step up to bat here as the first pitch is outside. So Mock, Olinger, and Butterfield. I got to check on that one. I don't think Butterfield will be up. 0-1 the count. This one low. As they'll have Mock to bat now. Shelsky, they're saying, will be in for Drew Olinger to bat here the next time around. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. So 1-2 the count. Is 2-1. 2-1 the count. As this one in for a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Again, for Wessington Springs, it's just all about extending their lead a bit more. Spencer Bewley will have game number 2 coming up for you here this evening between Larchwood and the Burke Bombers. That one scheduled to start at 7:30 this evening.
And that game will be coming up to you in 28 minutes ago.
This one started off late, and as we always see here at the State Amateur Tournament, they schedule it for a certain time, and that time never happens. Swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout. 11 total strikeouts for the Wessington Springs Owls batters today.
You can almost always expect a 2.5-hour game, 9 innings.
As now Shelsky will step up to bat, as I mentioned earlier, replacing Drew Olinger in the lineup, at least in the batting order, should say. This pitch is outside. Shelsky, by the way, batting a .208 on the season. This one low and away. 2-0 the count. Spencer Bewley wants to kill a fly over here.
Try not to break your MacBook. That'd be tragic.
It would be tragic. Interesting side note, 3 years ago, I did break a laptop up here at Cadwell Park by doing exactly what you just avoided doing.
Well, one of us thinks things through, you know.
Oh, that was back in the old press box, and someone gave me a fly swatter, and I swatted it away. And I remember
that broke a Mac.
I wasn't a Mac. It was an older keyboard, and I remember Ryan Deal sat right next to me and looked at me and said, "Oops, that doesn't look good." No, it was not. So now Shelsky is walked, and be a runner aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Now it's back before the day. So I was part of the Live Ticket TV crew. That was part of an old job. I think that was also the company's laptop, not going to lie to you. First pitch comes in for a called strike as it will be Butterfield up to bat. Former center fielder, former pitcher. As he is, in fact, back out in center field. Should be precise about that. The 0-1. This one fouls it off to the right. We will go the full length of this one here. All 9 innings played. The Rebels will have a chance in the bottom of the 9th to tie to even get a walk-off win. It's in reaching distance. We saw them put up 5 runs in the bottom of the fourth. This one low again, 1-2 the count. Schwanencut through 2 1/3 complete so far. Up to 45 pitches. Now, ground ball, throw to second, out there at second, throw to first in time. And it's a double play that is turned to in the inning. Take a look here at the instant replay.
Great play up the middle, and I love this call from the umpire. Another bang-bang play, but he gave the last one to Wessington Springs. And this one looked a little bit more in time. But either way, great play up the middle.
We move to the bottom of the ninth, where the Akron Rebels are down to their final 3 outs. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
It might be time for you to strongly consider leasing bulls from Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Here's Cody.
Well, it's a really good option to acquire some excellent genetics for affordable price. It's become really popular. When you first hear about lease bulls, sometimes it may frighten a person. So this is a different ballgame. You know, there's a genetic program behind these bulls. These are bulls that have a genetic program and really are designed genetically to very nice calves.
Call 1-800-548-BULL.
At Lesterville Feed and Grain, they pride themselves on offering top-notch products at competitive prices. Whether you're looking for feed for your livestock or grains for your crops, they have you covered. And with their market bids, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal possible. But it's not just about the products, it's about the service. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help answer any questions you may have and provide expert advice to help you succeed in your farming endeavors.
Shields All Sports. The bottom of the ninth inning, where the Akron Rebels are trying to tie it up or even have a chance at walking this one off. Here we go. As for the Rebels leading things off, they'll be Mason Kopech, Luke Hughes, Eric Aller will all be up to bat for the Rebels at least. You'll see them make plenty of changes in the end.
I believe the first base coach just got thrown out of the ball game. That's the word we have in the press box.
Jesse Heron looks like he just got tossed out of the ball game. He was wearing a smile as he got tossed. It looked like he almost wanted to be tossed.
And they're going to make him exit the field, too.
Like, you can't be back in the dugout. You got to get out of the ball game. So how about this for a development? Now, he's all smiles in the ball game. But the umps don't look happy by any means. And they're saying you got to go completely out. They're not. He's now behind the dugout.
Yeah, he's going to have to leave the facility.
There he is. Again, he's all
Must have been quite an exchange of words over there. I didn't seem like much. But
and he is showing the gate at Cadwell Park.
Well, not the best way to get your team started for a
3-run
rally here in the bottom of the ninth, but maybe it'll give them some extra motivation.
Here we go. As Mason Kopech sees the first pitch in for a strike. Now it's going to be a tough ask as well. As Shelsky coming in relief. He's up for a save as of right now. And he quickly goes 0 for 2. I'm not for sure at this point where Jesse's walking, but he's walking. The 0-2, this one, ground ball. And it's going to be picked up by Shelsky. Throw over to first in time for out number 1.
What a play there by Shelsky. The old backhand falling to the knees, able to make the play at first. Those are tough plays to make as a pitcher when you're forced to move laterally like that.
So now Luke Hughes will step up the bat with 1 away. So here we go. First pitch into Hughes as he watches this one low zone. Luke, by the way, is 1 of 3 here in the ball game, including 2 RBIs and a run scored himself. Has struck out once this evening. The 1-0 up 2-0. So 2-0 for the Rebels. Nobody aboard. Down to their final 2 outs. Shelsky struggling to find the strike zone here at this at-bat. 3-0 the count. As up is Hughes. Hughes being patient for the Rebels. This one outside, and it's 4 straight balls. Take your base. As now the high schooler Eric Allard, the right fielder, will step up to bat.
It's all Akron needs is base runners. They just need to take each at-bat, take full advantage of it, have as quality of at-bats as you can, and just keep trying to find a way to get the next guy up to the plate.
By the way, it's Jared Kirkaby now over there at the first base spot to coach, if you will. As this pitch, breaking ball, as it did not catch the zone like Mason thought it did.
Yeah, I heard some groans from the Owl fans. I thought that may have been a strike. May have been a little high, though.
1-0. This one finally finds the strike zone after 5 straight balls. And 1-1 is the count. Getting a runner on board for the Rebels. 1-1. This one swung on and missed for the high schooler.
Kind of lost his footing there. Kind of backed out of the box almost as he swung.
So now 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. This one swing and a miss. Excuse me, the 1-2. And that one strikeout. Number 1. For Mason Shelsky's total 5 strikeouts for the Owls here in the ball game. But now the Akron Rebels down to their final out as now Bryce Kopech will step up to bat. This pitch is up for a ball. Bryce, by the way, 6th time up to bat here this evening. The 1-0 out into left field, and this one in for a base hit. So Kopech, 2 of 6 in the ball game, and now runners on first and second with 2 outs. As now the big man, Dan Smith, will step up to bat. He's got some strength with his swing.
No time like now for Dan Smith to be at the plate.
Again, no official stats coming in for the Akron Rebels, at least in Game Changers, so I can't tell you, like, hey, Smith's coming up with 5 home runs this season.
Right.
We're just going to assume, as they would say.
Doesn't actually, seem to swing with a ton of intensity behind each swing. Kind of has a pretty short, quick-to-the-ball stroke.
But he's also that baseball player you like. He's just a bigger guy, and then what completes the image is the sleeve tattoos, if you will.
And he's a lefty.
And there's a guy that can hit the ball. It's Dan Smith. The 1-0, this one out and away, 2-0 the count.
Hitting just below 300 this year. One of the guys they rely on in the order, so no time like now for Dan Smith.
You know, home run, we're tied, and we're playing extras.
You could see Mulling at right field way back, almost by the warning track. I mean, he's only maybe 10 yards from the warning track out there.
2-1, 2 outs. Zaleski able to find the strike zone that time. The 2-1, Mason kicks and fires. This one, a ground ball over to first. Glove by Olinger, and he's going to run it out. And the Wessington Springs Owls are your first team to advance on to the round of 16. And the Class B 92nd Annual State Amateur Tournament as the Wessington Springs get the final by the winning score of 10-7 over the Akron Rebels. We're going to have a quick timeout break. When we come back, we'll have our post-game show, break down the final numbers, and we'll get you ready for Spencer Bewley and Larchwood Diamonds taking on the Burke Bombers. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Your one stop for
for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Dr. Kelly Tobin.
At Cadwell Park, as we wrap up game number 1, our first team is on to the round of 16 as the Wessington Springs Owls defeat the Akron Rebels by a final score of 10-7. And quickly looking at the box score here for the Wessington Springs Owls, scoring 10 runs on 8 hits and 3 errors in the ball game. We saw the Owls score 3 right away in that first before they had to make a comeback in the 6th inning and never look back, if you will. For the Akron Rebels, 7 runs on 11 hits, committing 5 errors in the ball game. Your winning pitcher for tonight is Parker DeJean. It will be Jared Kirkby that takes the loss for the Owls, and Mason Shelsky will come on and get the save for the Owls. The Wessington Springs Owls advance on to the round of 16 as they will take on the winner of the Burke Bombers and the Larchwood Iowa Diamonds, as that one is coming up in a half hour's time right here on Live Ticket TV. Spencer Bealey, before I say goodbye to you, any final thoughts on this matchup?
No, I mean, it was a matchup of momentum, just back and forth between each team. Felt like it really could have been either one of them coming out with the victory, but overall a pretty solid game played by the Wessington Springs Owls. They'll certainly have some things to clean up as they approach the round of 16, but congratulations to them, and congratulations to the Akron Rebels on a successful tournament, or season, I should say.
As I mentioned, Wessington Springs will now play coming up this Sunday evening at 5:30 right here at Cadwell Park, taking on the winner of Larchwood and Burke, as that game is set to start in a half hour's time. For Jody Brodzick, Cole Larch, for Spencer Bewley. Spencer will be up next with game number 2. I'm Heath Nimke. Your final score, once again, Wessington Springs Owls 10, the Akron Rebels 7. We're back in just a little bit with game number 2 here at Cadwell Park.